Welcome everybody to episode whatever. Goofing off. Today we're gonna be goofing off. Oof. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah, we're gonna be goofing off because I'm still working on getting the game working. Somebody said in chat when are we gonna be able to play it? When the bar fills up. When the bar fills up, I think that's gonna be a good metric. When the bar fills up. So I've been working on getting mission editing and stuff like that working. Unfortunately, it's not really like it's working, but it's like not to the level where I want it to be at yet. I'll show you guys a little video that I was working on. Here we are. Here's a little video, and it's basically just like you make the level, and then you can make a little. There's like a mission editor. It's actually really cool because you can tie in. You basically tie in the enemies. Is it muted again? No, it's good. Oof, that's good. Looks like Baghdad. Yeah, but then you can just basically trigger events. And so then, once you build the levels, you're going to be able to basically just make really cool levels. It's very basic, very stripped down right now. But once again, the goal is to make the AI and the functionality work properly. We're not there yet. We're getting there. We're not there yet, but that's the goal. And so I'm very happy. I'm not streaming tomorrow, which is nice because I feel like it's going to need to be a few days of just work just to getting it actually functioning properly and have all the features set up.
Hansvin Luck just gifted 20 subscriptions on Kick.
Yo!
Hansvin Luck just gifted 20 subscriptions on Kick.
Yo, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. That's awesome. That is awesome. Hans von Luck has won. He's the GOAT. The GOAT, most generous person here so far. We'll see if it changes though. It could very well change at any moment. Somebody else could be more generous. But yeah, this is like the video of it because I'm just working on getting the AI actually functioning properly. If you look at it right now, how we have it set up. Right now, where's the actual game? Is this the actual game? Yeah. So I've added in like a testing ground. The testing ground is actually it's not functioning properly. Like right now, it's like it's cool. It's cool, but it's not where I want it to be. Let's just make it dark out so it looks even cooler. Yeah, we're talking. So he spawned in the guy, and now he sees me, but now he's running around this area. It's like, what is he doing? Why is he running away? I guess he's hitting certain waypoints or something. So I need to really figure out. I need to like strip it down and figure out the mechanics and have it move around better than what it's doing.
Johnny's cell phone sent $5. Hey Paul.
Yo, what's up? How you doing? But yeah, we're going in the right direction. We have the state machine working properly. We have the agents working properly. We just don't have the right like setup. I need to strip it down a little more. What's nice though is about this is that like to have a working level editor. Let me just move over here. To have a working level editor, right? That you can load something with, right? Working mission editor that you can load in a level, and then you can place. It's actually kind of crazy. You can just place enemies, right? Here's enemies, and then you can basically group them together. Go over here, boom, boom. Once again, like once we get it all working, because this is like starting to get really nice. You have this group, right? And then basically you set up a trigger zone, right? And then this trigger zone, see this right here? You basically link it to the group. And then once I, as a player, let me add in a player start here. Once I hit over here, or see how there's nothing going on right here? Well, there's some stupid glass. But see how there's really, let me just get rid of this. I gotta have it like set up properly because right now it's not calculating like the cover zones properly. And then you have this going on too. That's cool, but not proper. But we're heading in the right direction. And basically, once I get into here, it'll be like a half-second delay, and then the enemies will spawn. See? So like we're going in a good direction here. They're still kind of stupid, but they're not. We're not there yet. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. Yo, can you make all the guys shoot your video game where a ski mask is a bongo over it? No, that's the thing, is like what I'm working on right now is just gonna be, it's like basically the engine. It's basically working on making an engine from scratch. And it's basically making it so the engine is also grouped in with the It's like literally all self-contained. And eventually what we're going to get is you're going to be able to make your own level, right? You're going to be able to make your own level, save it, make your own mission, save it, and then I'm going to make it where you can add in your own like images, like add in your own thing. And then basically you can do whatever you want. So there's going to be like an official version, which is going to have like my stuff I'm making. And there's also going to be a way to save, because right now you can create a level, right? You can load a level that's been saved, right? Like this, and you can just play it, spawn in and play it very easily. But you know, it's obviously not at any level I want to be at right now. It's supposed to be a lot better. There's like claymores or trip mines. I don't even know how to like set these off, honestly. But there's so much functionality in the building in. For example, like climbing over stuff. Oof. Throw flashlights, etc., lighting, etc. And then you'd be able to save the level and you just share it, and so people can play the level. So it's gonna be very, very intuitive, very nice, and that's where we're at right now. Right now, we're just at the level of prototyping, and I'm still trying to get these guys to be like a little better, because right now they kind of suck. Like, let's just be real. It works, but they're not calculating like paths properly. Based on nav mesh. I saw somebody said something stupid on Twitter. It got me real pissed off. You know, I was using collision boxes instead of a nav mesh, and it's like, no, I am actually using what you see here. This isn't for collision. This is actually for zones, for like mantling, and then also for wall running. Which, if you so I had to block that person because they were pissing me off. I'm just done. I'm just done with people annoying me. I don't need them anymore. I don't need anybody except for the AI. So we're working towards that. I think what we're gonna do. So today, see, I got like the movement. That's for running. It's supposed to be like that, but now it's just for walking too. But it's supposed to be like this when you're walking, but then you run. It goes to this, so you can't really shoot. All this stuff to say, we're headed in a good direction, and we are working towards it. But luckily, because tomorrow I'm not gonna stream, Sunday I'm not gonna stream. I might not even stream on Monday. I might just go dark for like a week or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I'm working on. That's the nice thing about streaming this way, because I'm going to basically be able to just focus on something that's going to take maybe a few days to actually get working. Whereas if I break it up like this, I can't actually think about it too much. Like, why is this guy not dying? You know what I mean? What's going on here? It is unacceptable. There we go. Let's go dark mode here. Oof. Oh, I shot out the light, so it doesn't matter. Let's check out this light over here, see what it looks like. Oh, the door's locked? I don't think so. Yeah, see that? It just looks so cool. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's just a matter of abstracting the data and abstracting stuff. Yo, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, and so basically we're working on getting it set up properly. Yeah, it kind of works, but that's not. The nav mesh needs to be made better, because it's like, how did you just get through there, dude? And you're panicked, but when you're panicked, you can't just run through walls. Dude, it's like that. So he's like, this is just not fair. This guy can just literally run through walls. I had to snipe his ass. Anyway. But yeah, so we're working in a good way. But today's going to see goofing off. I think we're going to table this for maybe next week or something. Not me tabling it, but you guys seeing it till next week, until I actually have the AI working properly. It took about a year to design the AI for Fear. So that means I can probably do it in like a month or like a week. Probably a few days I can design AI that's, as good as the Fear system. And that won't be too bad. But yeah, we're gonna get there. And then another thing I want to do is I want to have it working, and then once it's working, then I can easily set up a team deathmatch thing. Or really, before I do that, what I'll probably set up co-op, like network co-op, because I don't want to deal with people trying to figure out how to cheat or whatever. So if I can figure out some networking, I'll probably just use Steam. Steam has like a good networking system for co-op, and then just make it so people can spawn in and have two people playing the same game. That probably won't be too hard to do, because essentially one computer acts as the hosts, because it's not actually like competitive or anything. Probably do that. But first we have to get the GOP system working properly. We slime green lines, chat glazing. This looks ass. Yes, of course it looks ass because it's the beginning. We're not doing graphics right now. We're doing functionality. We're basically doing basic functionality and getting that working.
Parenjoyer just gifted 2
and it does actually look awesome. It doesn't even look ass. It looks awesome, honestly. It looks awesome, and you suck. I'm gonna ban you from everything. I'm gonna find your IP address and ban you. Thank you very much. But yeah, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be very good, and it's gonna be awesome in years. So what we're doing today, though, is not this. Today we're gonna do something else. Today we're probably gonna work on. But yeah, this is like the actual gameplay. Like before, I was working on the AI, so I was like actually making the AI the gameplay. This isn't even the full gameplay, but it's just like it just feels so good already. It's just kind of crazy. Like, how is this real? How is this real? 3-day stream streak? Yeah, well, I figured if I'm going to start streaming, I should probably, for a few days, actually get you guys remembering that I'm streaming. I figured I should go a little hard for the first few days. And then, the weekend comes. We're going to watch a movie, relax, work on stuff. Dude, this looks so awesome. What are people even saying? But yeah, that's why I need time to basically set it up properly. And, get the AI working properly. Because once the AI works properly, then it'll feel very, very nice. We're not there yet, though. We're not there yet. So what I figured we could do today, since we're still doing the AI stuff, I don't really care about the politics or whatever. That's more the weekly split domain with Wurzer and Beardson and Bake Alaska or whatever. So I figured today, instead of doing that, what we should do is we should do more AI. So we should just make something from scratch. And so I figured let's go through. I'll show you guys the process of something like that I'm doing. That's really not that hard. And it's just gonna be a game. It's probably gonna suck. It might not. It might not actually be awesome. But it's just gonna be a game, and it's using basically just the strategy of just doing a bunch of questions. Just doing a bunch of questions, and then just have it ask you questions, and then you don't even have to type up a bunch of stuff. You kind of just respond to questions. So we're gonna make it top down. We're gonna make it top down. What's it called? Dungeon crawler. Inspired by Tarkov and by Hotline Miami. So I have no idea if it's gonna be any good. Where I'm telling it to implement the recoil engine, which is essentially a real-time strategy game engine. Have that implemented.
Not my handle just gifted 10 subscriptions on Kick.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And we have all the goals for the Kick partnership and Kick verification. We just need time, so that's why I'm doing the streaming. We have all that stuff, and they said you guys have to hit the power chat. Hit the power chat and hit subscriptions. And the more you do with that, if you can fill the bar up, they're gonna let me in early. That's what they said. They said if you can fill up the $15,000 bar early, you don't even need to hit the 30-hour mark for streaming. We're gonna let you in. But yeah, we already have we're doing good on numbers. We're doing very good on numbers, and I think honestly, this is kind of a why, because we're not doing politics, and we're not doing reaction, and we're not doing low energy negative stuff. We're just kind of working on fun stuff. We're basically embracing the future, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna embrace the future. Thoughts on the Trump 8 video? I saw that was funny. It's like, what's going on here? But yeah, we're not trying to do reaction stuff. We're just trying to actually do stuff, and if we do react to something, then we're gonna react to something, but we're not trying to do that. That's the thing too, is keeping it fun, keeping it light, keeping it locked in, and not having to worry about stuff. How does my microphone sound, by the way? Does my microphone sound good? Because this is like a $60 microphone, and I have a suspicion it's better than the other microphone, and I have the suspicion that it sounds better than the other streams. Sounds good? Yeah. Is Claude still $100 or more expensive, and do they limit you? I'm using the $200 Claude Max. And we were talking about it yesterday, but people were saying, oh, should you just buy local? Should you set up a local model or use the online stuff? And to me, all this stuff is subsidized because all this stuff is government government funded. These are all, every single government wants their country to have the best AI, because if you have the best AI, you can basically win. And it doesn't matter. Your physical country doesn't really matter. If you have the best AI, you will win. That's really how it works. And whether it's Israel or America or Canada or Mexico or whatever, or France, it's very, there's obviously real aspects of the real world. You can just kill people and then it doesn't matter who gets the AI because you killed them first. But where we're headed is really whoever has the best AI is going to win. So all these companies, whether it's Claude or OpenAI or Gemini, which is Google, right, which is already a government funded thing. This is all this government stuff disguised as private sector stuff. really, in my opinion. And why wouldn't it be? Because this is like the most exciting. This is like literally the only way we're going to prevent a Great Depression in America and a recession is getting AI that works. And we're already there, like, but making it way better. So like that's the only way we're going to avoid like a serious economic crash in like that. And we might not even avoid that. And so like why wouldn't they be pushing really hard on this? Because this is actually so like it's better to just kind of like take advantage of that because they're providing the stuff at a really really cheap discount. Like I could never run these like models. You could never really run these models at this amount and this amount of like ability where they're going to update it and they're going to add features like and there's basically all these people are working and yeah, thank you. Paul Vade, it's his birthday. How old is he? Happy birthday. So it would be a road with a computer language radar markers so you can sleep and be in the car. No deers can enter in high speeds. What are you talking about? But that's the thing too. It's like what you guys have to understand is like the world is going to change. People are talking about Teslas. They're talking about self-driving Teslas and the Rivian and all that stuff. It's like what happens when you get a robot that can move around like a human and also make decisions better than a human? All of a sudden, every single car is self-driving because you just have your robot and he gets in the car for you and you get in the car with him and he drives and that's a self-driving car. Right? Because he's checking the mirrors, he's checking whatever, and he's doing better than you. So every single car becomes a self-driving car at that point. You don't need, like, that's what people don't understand. It's like we're at the level, we're at the juncture where things are about to become completely autonomous. And even things that are not autonomous. Like, oh, how do I make my home a smart home? Well, you don't actually need to put in, like, sensors. If you just have a robot that walks around and leaves little sensors places, all of a sudden now your home is a smart home, right? It doesn't, like, same thing with the car. How do I get a self-driving car? You don't need it. Just get a robot that will drive your car, and now you have a self-driving car.
Johnny Cell Phone sent
Yo, what's up, Johnny Cell Phone? It's really just a Filipino driving the car. Yeah. But that's the thing. Yeah, you gotta support the stream because I need that money, especially before I get that Kick subscription, Kick whatever deal. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go through this. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. Like I have this, but I figured it's just too much. I can't really focus on it very well, because I have to like think about it in terms of this is what I'm saying, where it's like the AI is very good, but the reason what I have is even where what I have is because I know what I'm doing. It's like there's a lot of people you could ask to do the same thing. They're not gonna be able to do it because, like, if we look over, let's go to YouTube. Actually, I just want to show you guys. Like I was trying to find something comparable or something interesting we're doing, and I really can't. I really can't find something that's like even close, which is kind of annoying. Let me find this here. So I've been doing about for a week. Not really, but I'll just say a week. One day using AI. Oh, let's see. This guy says a month ago. Let's see. This guy looks. Ooh, this looks pretty good.
Last week, I showed you a game that
this guy looks good.
One day using an AI Unreal Engine 5.
I need to just use this. This guy actually just mogged me here. This is actually kind of awesome.
Plugin that I've been developing.
Ooh.
Today, using
let's go forward though.
Read all of the directions on how to use the plugin. And
let's skip this. So this one's too good. This I just got mogged. This actually looks awesome. Why don't I just use this?
I am going to be teaching you how to create games just like this, and these games that I great grasp. Bigger.
I'm gonna look at this and then try to use it for myself later. But let me show you something else. I'm trying to show you the actual. Oh, this actually looks. Is this all the same guy though? Because this guy seems like he's really tapped in. Let's see, 7 days. Here we go. No, I want something recent. I want something like the last week. Here we go. Oof. This is scary. No, I don't want. I want something that's like a real. You have 1 week to watch this, but you really shouldn't. Ooh, that's good. The AI using, let's just see, using Claude code to make a game. That's actually, what's this? I have to watch that video. That looks pretty good. But yeah, like this stuff like this, it's like.
Hey everyone, in the past week, I built not 1, not 2, but 4 games using vibe coding. And
see, this sucks. Like I don't even understand. Like the Unreal Engine one looks good. But that makes sense because it's a full engine.
Where it's facing the wrong direction. A lot harder than I thought here, but none of the assets are loading. Okay, because the reason is that
like this. It's like what are people doing? It's like why aren't you making something like this? You know. Maybe I should just do Unreal Engine. Maybe I should just take Unreal Engine. No, I like it. I like what I'm doing here because it's actually more fun because I'm starting from the bottom up. And I'm getting this stuff is starting to work, but it's not there yet. And once I have it, it'll be nice.
And
but this is what I mean. Like this is like
yeah,
the
so
majority of
the
stuff where it's
character
just like.
movements and you
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually work on something now. Now that I've just shown the stream that there's somebody who knows what they're doing better than me, and we're gonna go over here. I'm just gonna show you guys. It's just like a very easy thing. You just basically have it set up. You ask a bunch of questions. We're gonna answer a bunch of questions, and then we're going to see what it comes up with. All right, it's very easy to do. And the nice thing is basically I have it looking in the other folders. Looking in the other folders that I have for the game folder, right? And then basically it will look and it says, oh, it's using this for the visuals, it's using this for the pathfinding, it's using this for, you know, the AI system, and then it'll make a better version. It'll make a better version, and then hopefully, if it does it right, I can then just go back to the other game and say, hey, look at how this implemented the fear mope system or whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. Action plan, GOP, yeah, the GOP system. And then basically through that, it's just back and forth. They're just making prototypes. And then as prototypes come along, you take what works from one prototype and say, hey, get rid of the AI in this system and base the AI on this system. And as you go along, you kind of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then eventually you end up, hypothetically, with something that's worth something. The GOAT action plan. Can you build a skeleton and put it into Unreal Engine? Yeah, I'm not trying to use any engine though. I feel like if you're using an engine now, you're like cheating. And it's not even just the cheating, you're cheating yourself because you're not. Basically, the way it's working with this is like everything I'm building is very bare bones. And so as I go along, I'm going to figure out how it works, even though I'm using the AI to do it. And as I understand how it works, then the next project like this, I basically knew, oh, I want to use this recoil engine, which is basically just it's basically for RTS, a real-time strategy top-down thing. And then basically through that, right, through finding it, right, now I know when I'm trying to make a, you know, some sort of real-time strategy thing, I can basically just use this because this is like an open source engine. And so this will deal with the pathfinding and mapping out of stuff. Now, I don't know how well it's going to do because I haven't done it, but basically I can tie this into other things, right? Same thing with R3D, which is R3D Raylib. It's like a Raylib graphics engine. Like I basically implemented that into the game, and I can basically. Did they update? I think they updated the. Yeah, they updated it. That's nice. I don't even know what they updated a few hours ago. I need to check out what they updated, but for like the visuals and for getting it looking nice. So this is basically from the ground up in the first-person shooter game. This is like in it. It's basically set up, and obviously it looks very different right now because I don't have models and I don't have anything set up. But when I need to, I can just plug it in. And that's nice. And then for the actual physics, I have the ODE engine for Raylib, and it's very nice because it's basically this. Raylib with ODE engine, which is basically this guy. Let me find an actual. Hopefully, they send you with a picture. Dude. Here we go. It's very basic, but it's like it'll work. It'll work, and then this is nice. So like, what this will work for in the future. I don't even know what, but this works for like throwing grenades. This works for basically the physics of the stuff of like the glass shattering and like the door shattering, all that stuff, and whatever else I want it to work for in the future. So we're basically just mixing things together. We're mixing things together, and we are combining things, and then we'll get where we're getting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to this as we go along, and we can play this in the background, and we can get that way we get hype. Unless people want to send something, send a song. This is a good song. But all right. What if you started posting tech videos on YouTube and became the white tech lead? I mean, that's a very real possibility. It's like, once I get this done, it's just like, there's so many options. So far, so we're building the, dude, I can't even, this is too loud. Anyway, it's pretty good though. Does paid up Paul the Town still work? No, I took that down. I took down all the projects because I'm done supporting things that take too much work for me to support. So I'm actually just working on something else now. I'm done being selfless, and now I'm being selfish. Thank you. Thank you to people who helped me learn that lesson because it's a very valuable lesson to learn. So here's what we're gonna do, right? So we're gonna go base movement field. What's the fantasy? Fantasy. We have rich reference material. Baller. See, this is what I mean. Like we're already using it. Look through the folders. Momentum and parkour already built into it, right? So now we just go like this, all right? There you go, Hotline Miami, right? Hotline Miami with some weight dependent stuff. Let's just go hybrid, all right? So let me go over here, and this is like, you're basically just making the spec docs for the entire thing, and it's so easy. And this is the worst it's ever gonna be. This is the worst it's ever gonna be, and it's actually not that bad. B and A and D, there we go. All right, so stance system. Let's go stand, crouch, and prone. Let's go stand, crouch, and prone, and contextual stances. All right, there we go. And then for interaction with environment, doors only, full interaction, destructible environment. Let's go B and C. That's option D, which is B and C. So we get full interaction plus also destructible elements. That way the map changes. So we're basically trying to make a hybrid of like a dungeon crawler and Tarkov, which has never been done before by anybody. Sprint and stamina. All right, sprint with stamina drain, unlimited sprint, no stamina. Sprint with recovery. Adrenaline system. Let's go to A and D. All right. What are we listening to? Okay, now let's go to controls. Let me look up. Good evening. What game engine are you using? Nothing. That's the thing. This is literally just using Claude Code combined with Raylib, and we're gonna use maybe ODE for the physics. But it's gonna be a top-down game mostly. We'll see how it interprets it though. It might not be a top-down game. It might go, oh, we want a 3D game. So I'm basically just doing 15 rounds of questions. That's all we're doing. We're doing 15 rounds of questions, and it's using my other games as reference. So for basically AI backwards search, you know, the GOAP system, and then that sort of stuff. But we'll see how it goes. It might suck, but it might be awesome. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is you don't. Right now we're just working on prototypes of things. So if things suck, it's okay because you can just delete the file. This isn't like a month-long project. This isn't like a year-long project. This is a nighttime during a stream. Yo, 550 viewers. Thank you, everybody. 550 viewers. We're doing the dono train right now. Fill up the donut train. All right, let's see. Let me add in. No, let me just do this here. Control stream, WASD move plus mouse aim. Let's go WASD plus mouse aim plus context C, and we're gonna add in D actually. C plus D. There we go. Input binding system. That's here. So it's like even here, it's like this. That's what I'm saying. Is like the benefit of building your own thing is like the code is yours, and then also then you can reference it in other things, and it's just gonna take it and it's gonna make it better, and it's just insane. All right. Now we're gonna add in gamepad support from the start. It's just so good, and then we just wait here. Fallout vibes. Are there any worthwhile free AI tools for miserly scumbags to use? I don't even know, honestly. I think this is worth paying for. Like, of all the stuff that's worth paying for, subscriptions, I don't like paying for stuff. There's two things, which is like Real Debris, which are pirating movies and shows, and then also AI, like Claude Code, $200 a month. It's not that bad. Because $200 a month, it's like, if you can't afford $200 a month, you need to figure out how to make more money. That's why I even started streaming, because I was like, I can't afford this. I'm gonna lose my superpower if I don't work, so I gotta find out a way to make money. And instead of working, I can just stream. And somebody's gonna send me like $1,000 a stream. And I just get that, you know? Now we go to the next round of questions, all right? See how fast this is for like coming up with just like an entire new game? You just base it on other things, and then it has reference. Let's see, the movement system has a serious depth. Oh, that's so true. Here's what we've got. I don't care about that. All right, now, level design and world structure. The dungeon is the other main character. It has to support the extraction, the escalating horror, and the combat/stealth duality. A zone/map structure. How are dungeons organized? Single large map per zone. Let's do floor-based descent with modular rooms. That sounds good. So basically, floor-based descent with modular rooms. That's so good. Oh, that's so good. Floor-based descent with modular rooms. B and C. Oh, that's good. All right. Procedural versus handcrafted. Let's go here. Fully handcrafted, fully procedural, hybrid, fixed skeleton, procedural details. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do fixed skeleton, procedural details, because that's good. Because that way there's a slight feeling to it. Let's see, use the hybrid base level design aspects on the Bulber game level editor and mission editor philosophy. So now we just tie that into what we're working on, and then as I'm working on this, I'm thinking about the other thing. And what we're gonna do is we're basically just, because we're stuck on the AI and the other thing a little bit, I don't have time to work on it, but I have to do this. Now I can just do this, and now it's gonna think about that, and it's gonna come up with something better, and then I'll tie it back into the other game when I'm working on it. Verticality and top down. How do we handle elevation? Single pane, everything is fat. Simplicity, classic top down. Layered floors with transitions. Yes, we're gonna do that. We're doing B and C actually. Let's do distinct floors and visual elevation within floors. Why not? D preferred. Dude, I need better. I don't need Five Nights at Epstein's Island. I want Charlie Kirk songs. We Are Charlie Kirk remix. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something high quality. I'm not looking for oh, that's good. The emo one. This one is actually really good. If you get a chance, you gotta watch this. This is actually really good. This is actually really good. If I just get Claude Code Pro, am I not gonna make it? I mean, try it. I don't know. I think unless you get the max, it's like you're gonna be locked out pretty soon. But maybe I'm just not. Maybe I'm wrong. I found the max is worth it because it's like I haven't worried about like limits at all. Maybe if I worried about them, it'd be good. But I don't know. I would just 100% get Claude Code. If you can see me make something, if like this, all my stuff sucks, then don't get it. All right, extraction points. How do they work? Fixed locations, randomized per raid, conditional extracts. We'll do conditional extracts and timed extracts. We're just basically making a hybrid of like Tarkov and Hotline Miami, which has never been done before. All right, 5, environmental hazards and atmosphere. Corruption zones, areas tainted by the occult. So that'll be like the Veda zone. We're definitely gonna have that. All right. Entering drains sanity / health but contains the best loot. Visual distortion. Oh, that's good. In honor of Veda, we're gonna have that in. Dynamic hazards, gas leaks, electrical. Oh, that's good. B, C. Actually, let's go all the above. That actually, all those look awesome. Secret areas. Risk reward shortcuts. I like risk reward shortcuts. That's good. Vents, tunnels, and maintenance shafts that skip sections that are tight, dark, and might have something living. This is what I mean. It's like you're using the AI. You're essentially using the AI to offer these different options, so you don't have to think of all the options. And then as you go along, it's like it's helping you, right? So it's not like you coming up with all the stuff and then it has to do it. It's you're using it to come up with stuff and you choose what sounds good. So you're not even doing that much work. You're kind of, most of the work is being done by the AI, even picking stuff out. Did you ask it to give you options like that? Yeah. So I said, this is the original prompt. Let's do 15 rounds of questions to design a new Railib game that utilizes the recoil engine and whatever other engines are reasonable. This will be part of the questions. It's going to be some sort of top-down dungeon crawl with aspects of Tarkov and Hotline Miami. It will go in the TDS folder. We can look at the other games in this folder to figure out some control / navigation, some ideas for level design, enemy AI, fear, GOAP strategy found in the Bulber folder. I want the design, art style, etc. to be part of the rounds of questions. We're going to end up, after coming up with the scope and design strategy and such, creating design documentation. From there, we're going to do a bunch of rounds of discussion for speccing out everything. Our goal is to get everything specced out and detailed before doing actual coding. And once you do that, now you're saying, this is essentially, it's like the management proxy, right? It's like, are you a good manager or a bad manager? That's all AI is. Because you essentially have a person. You essentially have a team of people. If you're a good manager, you talk to them. And you say, hey, what's your idea? Oh, that sounds good. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's talk more about it. And that makes sense. Miami cruelty. Ooh, I like that. That's good. All right. Now we're up to 6 of 15 questions. Loot, economy, and progression. The Tarkov spine. This is what gives every run stakes and every death weight. Loot categories. How do you find the dungeon? Weapons, weapon parts, armor, protective gear, consumable. It should be everything, honestly. All of the above. Alright, it should be all of the above. G. Items should be weighted by rarity in general, regardless of type. And then different types of drops will be weighted by the area they're in, area/crate type of room they're in, or what type of monster. Metalcore, nice. What type of monster? Ooh, of monster. Well, let's just leave that in. Why not? Let's leave in the mistyping, because that might even make it better. What type of monster? Because that's really with the AI, it's like everything has to be additive. Don't worry about messing up. Think about everything being additive. And every once in a while you pull back and you trim away stuff. What type of monster was killed? They dropped the item. Alright, then we go to 2. Inventory system, how constrains carrying capacity. Grid-based, yeah, we're doing grid-based Tarkov. Grid and weight, so that's a D. Full Tarkov. Easy choice. Secure container, what survives death? Small fixed container. Upgradable container. Let's do container plus knowledge, honestly. That's better than the Tarkov system. Alright, container plus knowledge, yep. And that way what you take in traders and economy. Right now, let's just do a single general trader. Right now, simple trading. Because I'm gonna have to look into finding like a system for like stock market trading and then basically integrate that. And that'll be another project. Like even that, it's like I wouldn't think about that. But now we're getting into it and it's like, oh, you know what? Why not just look up? I'm sure somebody created like a C library that will just literally model a very basic stock market and just tie that into the game. And now once I find that, I'll know that for other projects too. All right, hideout progression. What do you want to build? Functional station comfort, passive bonus, training skills, all of the above. The priority should be skills, and then functional stations. Repair weapons. Get health buffs. ETC. Alright, there we go. And then we say question 6. Character skill progression, what improves? Passive skills. We're doing let's do passive growth plus milestone. That's better. I don't like the class. It's when you're locked in too much, it kinda sucks. So we'll go see. See how this works? I have a full, what about RPG style XP games that don't resist after that? Reset after that, so you still gain stuff? Yeah, that's like a thing. So once again, we're just going through rounds of questions. And then we'll see what it comes up with. It might suck, it might not. But that's the thing, is this in my opinion, it's like there's multiple games going on here. Which is that, one second. Here, let me go this here. No, there we go. There we go. There's multiple things going on where it's like, there's this, which is like a process of like thinking about things, how it relates to the other projects, like this project I'm working on. And then also how it relates to like future projects. Like there's stuff I'm thinking about here that it doesn't really matter. But then when I'm thinking about how I'm designing the game that I'm actually working on, the first person shooter game, all of these thought processes that I'm thinking about with this are going to apply to other stuff. So it's like everything should be additive. How you're using AI should be additive for like your life and for stuff you're working on. And then if you're doing it, so you're constantly learning, you're constantly spending time properly. So here we go. All right, enemy design and AI. We have the ball BR sphere GOP system as a foundation. See, world state atoms, A star backward search, squad coordination, partiality driven modifiers, tiered update rates. That means plus the FPS game, enemy types, and stealth integration. Now we need to define what lives in these dungeons. Enemy faction split. See, it's literally just like your imagination. If you have a bad imagination, you're gonna suck at this. If you have a good imagination, you'll have a fun time. It's its own game. Your inner strength will shine in October. That's my fortune cookie. That's good. Cultivating a beautiful bonsai tree. Yeah. This is epic. Isn't it epic? You're Charlie Kirk, but it's the theme from Devil May Cry. Cool. All right. Enemy faction split. Who/what are you fighting? Even PMC/militia, corrupted human, full supernatural. All 3 tiers. I think that's good. They start out humans on the upper floors, corrupted in the middle, full supernatural in the deep. This reminds me of there's this. Whoops. There's this Christian horror writer, Ted. What's his name? I forget. He made some. Ted Black or somebody like that. He made some good horror books, and there's one that's this house, and you go deeper and deeper into the house, and more stuff gets demented. I forget what it's called though, but it's a good horror book. Some of you guys might know. How much can you do with no knowledge of coding? Head cheese? Yeah. I don't know. I think you can probably do a lot. You might not be. You're probably not gonna get as good, but I would say if you don't know coding, just use this to learn coding. So like, don't do what I'm doing, which is trying to make a game in coding. Say I'm trying to make a game, and then ask it to be like a teacher. Say literally, hey, I want to learn how to make a Hello World game, and I want to know how to make a Pong game. What should I use? I don't have money for engines. I want something free and easy to make. And then literally just ask it to be your teacher, and it will be your teacher, and you will actually learn how to do it. And then from there, as you go along, you can then just make a game with this. All right, all 3 tiers. Human on upper floors? Yeah, we're going that. 1. All 3 tiers. All right. 2. Human enemy AI, how smart. This directly references the GOP system. Full GOP from Balber, simplified GOP. Yeah, we're doing simplified GOP. It's gonna basically get rid of stuff I don't need. Yo, thank you very much. Can I ask a dumb question about AI LLM are you using? I'm using, it's not a dumb question. That's a good question. Dumb questions are like stuff that aren't questions. So that's a good question. That's, I'm just using Claude Code. And then the max subscription is $200 a month. And that's Claude Code is basically, I have it working on a WSL, which is a virtual machine with Linux on Windows. And that's just so I can use Windows. And then basically this is just, this is a terminal emulator I'm running. Is Terminator? Yeah, Terminator. Yeah. And that just lets me have like these like split screens and like easy ways to do that. And that's just nice for coding. But you can just use whatever. Anyway, simplified GOP, yeah. Simplified GOP, that's good. Because it's going to basically then look over the GOP system that we have in the first-person shooter game. It's called Balber. And then basically, it's then going to make it better. And then it's going to say, hey, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. And then I can look at that and say, well, that actually looks better. I should implement that into the Balber game. But it's doing it in this game. Yeah, it works. Supernatural enemy behavior. What makes them alien? Rule-breaking movement, perceptual inversion, environmental manipulation, psychological attacks. I like rule-breaking movement and psychological attacks. I like A and D, but also they should attack normally. Sometimes. And then 3, supernatural. Oh, that was 3. No, that was 3. Yeah, we're on 4 now. Squad enemy group behavior. Most encounters are 1v1. Yeah, I want. Right now, most are 1v1, but sometimes swarms. Storms and squads. That's good. Oh, there's some variants there. Boss encounters, floor guardians, roaming mini bosses, summon / triggered, consequence enemies. Yeah, summon / triggered. Yeah, summon / triggered. That's good. No, actually, let's not have any right now. No bosses right now. We're not ready for bosses. All right, we're just trying to get stuff set up properly. Enemy awareness and escalation. Ties into soft pressure and local awareness, zone-wide alert system, corruption-based awareness. B and C layered. Yeah, B and C makes sense. And this is gonna be fun. This is actually so incredible, isn't it? This is next level stuff, dude. Give Paul money? Yeah, I know. Come on, guys. Come on. This is good stuff, though. But now it's just gonna look over that, and now it's gonna come up with another round of questions. So, like, see how this works? See how, like, this is future stuff. Possibility are literally endless now in gaming. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like literally like insane. It's insane. All right, let's get some other music going on here. Yes, I'm relaxing. Now let's do this. This sounds better. All right, next question. Next round of questions. The player's body and mind are resources to manage alongside ammo and gear. Health system. How does damage work? Limb-based health and bleed system. Simplified limb system. I want simplified limb system. Tarkov is good. It's just too much, especially for like a top-down mostly game. We want something that's kind of similar, but like a little stripped down. Corruption/sanity metric. How does supernatural exposure work? Corruption meter fills as you go deeper, use occult items or get hit by supernatural attacks. Higher corruption equals stronger occult powers available, but side effects, hallucination, attraction of entities, HUD distortion. Max corruption equals death or transformation. Oh, that's good. Binary threshold. Low burn, dual meter. I like dual meter actually. Dual meter looks cool because it's like a combination of both. Healing and medical system. Simple meds, tiered medical. Healing takes time. I think A and C. Tarkov medical depth. Oh, that's kind of good though. Let's go B and C, honestly. Let's keep it. Tarkov healing is so fun because that actually makes it so fun. Where it's just like, you're so stressful and also kind of annoying, but it's so fun. All right. What information does the player HUD show? Minimal diegetic. Almost nothing on screen. Health shown by visual audio clues. Ammo count and weapon model. Immersive. No. Clean and functional. Adaptive HUD. HUD degradation. I like that. The UI is a game mechanic. So like as you get more and more corrupted. Oh, that's good. That's actually 5 though. Let's go to 4. Back to 4. Oops. 5D. All right. 4. Stamina and physical resources. A plus adrenaline. Yeah, D. I thought we went over this already, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Here's 6. Death and injury state. Instant death. Down state. Injury cascade. Yeah, injury cascade. Let's go D. If corruption is high enough when you die, something else happens. You don't die normally. Corruption intervenes. That's cool. I like that. What if when you die and respawn, you have to fight a corrupted version of yourself? We could add that in. We could add that in. Right now, we're just kind of working on this, like working on speccing out how they're doing it. And then we'll see how it works. Because once again, this is even a process. The thing is with all this is like, this is all open-ended. Like what I'm doing might not be the best way to do it. There might be a better way to do it, but it also might be literally the best way to do it. And this might be what it's going to be like in the future. I had to guess it's going to be similar to this, but not the exact same. And that's the thing too, is like a fun thing is you can literally set up a system that like does this in a slightly more automated way. And then it automatically will like adjust as you go along. But that's kind of meta, and that's kind of too meta to even really discuss at this point, because I would have to think about it a lot. Art style and visual direction. We established the tone as a blend of gritty / grounded and neon styles plus dark and impressive. Now it's nailed down what that actually looks like on screen. Rendering style. What's the visual baseline? Pixel art. Clean vector geometric. Detailed 2D. 3D render top down. I kind of like the 3D render top down. I like 3D render top down for now, and we can just do simple shapes. Because once we can start getting stuff, then we can render it down. Yeah, that's good. Otherwise, it's too like locked in to a very specific style if you do it that way. But 3D rendered, you can actually make it whatever you want to do. Color palette philosophy. Muted military based on supernatural color intrusion. Neon on dark. Neon sign, emergency lighting, occult glows, Hotline Miami palette in a dungeon. I like B and C, honestly. Actually, let's do D. D looks good. A dynamic palette. Yeah, where it'll change depending on how like, corrupted you are. That's good, because then we can have different shaders doing different stuff. Shaders will help. Alright. R3D. Now we're just hinting at to use R3D for the models. Alright, lighting, how important is it? C and D. Alright. Now let's go over here. Let me lower this actually a little bit. Here we go. Alright. JDM vibes. Yeah, JDM vibes. Alright, 4. Visual feedback. Gore, violence, impact. Escalating with corruption. You're losing your grip. Yeah, that's true. As you go insane, the gore should get worse because it shows that you're going insane. Animation style, snappy, instant. Hotline Miami's sharp, immediate animation. No blend, no transition, instant feedback. Weighty, realistic. Hybrid, snappy. Different rules for different roles. Yeah, I like style shifts. That sounds good. A plus D. 6. UI menu / aesthetic. What are we looking for? Let's go to B and D, because maybe that'll be the vibe. Is like Vietnam era, you know, a Vietnam era thing. Ooh, that's a good idea. Occult Vietnam era. Ooh. And stuff like that. That doesn't make any sense. Occult Vietnam era. What does that even mean? But it basically goes into the machine. It goes into the machine. And it'll just like sit there and you like just shift the way it's responding to things in a certain way. And who knows what it's gonna do. That's like the fun part of it. Vietnamese vampires in the foxholes. Ooh, that's good. That's real good. It's almost as good as your song, Big Bongo. But see what I mean? Like, isn't this more fun? Like, ask yourself this. Even watching this, isn't this more fun than like reacting to Clavicular, or like Aiden Ross, or like XQC, or the Weekly Sweat, or Elijah Schaefer having sex? Round 10, audio and atmosphere. Okay. Music philosophy, synth-driven, Hotline Miami style, ambient dread, dynamic layers, silence as a tool. Let's go to honestly all the above.
Rolf sent $250. Sent $250,000.
Yo, thank you very much. That's a big thank you, Rolf. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Why? Because he mogs you? Go Veda boss battle, become your own drama. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, this is so fun. Isn't this so like, don't you feel so much healthier? Don't you feel like, oh, 2026 is gonna be awesome? Thinking about this rather than thinking about whatever. Thinking about this and saying to yourself, whoa, I can make like a game. I can literally just ask and answer questions and have it ask me questions so I don't have to do the work. And I can just do some like thinking and talking back and forth and make something really cool that maybe is gonna be like a huge hit and maybe make me $10 million in a month. All right, the music philosophy, what should we do with that? Rolf, if you're in chat, since you just sent me $250, $250,000, what do you think? I didn't think about that, but I'm ready to ride on your train. Chat, was that a real donut? Yeah, that was. What do you do to debug issues? Right now? Yeah, true, but you look like Squid Games? Yeah, dude, it's like Squid Games. We're in Squid Games. You guys don't understand. This is like, we're in Squid Games. And if you don't do it right, you're gonna be in literal Squid Games before you know it. Yesterday I told you you're gonna be a light bulb if you don't do it right. Now I'm telling you, if you don't do it right, you're gonna be in Squid Games. I've always dreamed of this TBH ever since I played Halo's 3 Forward, but never had the patience to learn how to do anything. Yeah, honestly, this is just, what do you do to debug issues? Right now, it's just you run it through and then you think about it. Like, that's the thing where I think you probably have to do actual programming to get to that level. Where like, with like the game I'm working on, like the first person shooter, it's like, I'll do it and then I'll test something out, and if it doesn't work, I know what's wrong. I don't know exactly what's wrong, but I say, hey, this is probably related to this, is probably related to this. And then it'll say, yeah, you're right, and then change that. I think you kind of have to have a good grip on it. So I think I'm making it look easier than it is to some degree, but it's going to get even easier than I'm making it look like actually easier. That's why I'm doing it. Because eventually nobody will even need to watch me. So like there's no reason even like nobody will give me money for something that's gonna happen anyway, if it's already happened. But if they think I'm teaching them something, they'll give me a lot of money. Music philosophy, let's just do B, C, oops, B, C, and D. That's I'm not really good at the sound stuff. Sound is the gameplay mechanic. D. There should be a full audio ecosystem, obviously. 3. Supernatural audio corruption. Full audio unreliable at high corruption. That's good. Because it's like once you start getting like demonically possessed, like you can't even tell what's going on in the game. And that's what makes it so fun. Weapon and combat audio feel. Punchy and satisfying, realistic and sharp, hybrid, corruption, reactive.
Fart Blaster sent $10.
Yo,
Hope
thank
this
you.
cheers up.
They always said that Charlie Kirk was
Of course I do. I'm not. Alright. Let's do corruption reactive. Alright, and then ambient atmosphere by zone depth. Let's go industrial organic. Yeah, industrial and organic sounds good. Where it starts out like very industrial, and the deeper you go, the more unreal it gets, and the more it becomes like breathing and alive, you know? Thank you, Fart Blaster, for the Tom McDonald. Tom McDonald is an example of somebody who made it. He figured it out. It's not about... It's just about slop. It's about making slop for boomers before they die. I do look like Squid Games. You're right, actually. I didn't think of it. Like, wait, Squid Game. Dang, what a good stream so far. But that's the fun thing too about doing it this way. It's like streaming is an additive to doing things. And so like when I'm not streaming, I don't worry about it. I'm not like, oh, I need to stream. But then when I'm streaming, I can work on stuff and show you guys what I'm talking about and actually learn while I'm doing it. Hey, this would be good to think about. This isn't good. It's a different... Everything has to be additive. That's 2026. Everything has to be additive. And if it's taking away, get rid of it. Round 11 of 15. Technical architecture and engine decisions. Time to talk about how this... How do I lower this? Doesn't matter. Technical architecture and engine decisions. Okay, there we go. Time to talk about how this thing actually gets built. We have Rayleigh as the base, all those systems reference. I need to make decisions about other libraries plus engines to bring in. See, this is what I mean, where it's like, this is so awesome. This is so awesome because now I've made the other systems. They know what I'm talking about, and we're just gonna use Rayleigh plus red plus bullet for this. See, and that might be overkill, but it doesn't matter because if it sucks, we can literally just change it very easily. Like all you have to do is say, hey, this doesn't work, get rid of this. 2. Scripting layer, hard-coded plus scriptable. Do you want Lua? Let's do B and C. Lua for behavior script and JSON for data definitions. Yeah, let's do that. That's actually a good idea. I didn't think about Lua for like logic, because then you can just hot reload stuff. That's actually a really good idea. Maybe I'll add that into the FPS game for the behavior scripting. ECS or traditional object model. Entity component system, pure ECS. Traditional structs like Baller. Hybrid core entities, traditional structs, supporting systems are use ECS like pools. Start simple refactor if needed. Begin with structs. If it gets unwieldy, migrate to ECS. Don't over architect before you have gameplay. Let's do D, because I don't know enough about entity component systems. Actually, no. Let's do entity component system. Why not? Because it's gonna. I'm using the other system for that for the other games. Why not just start off using ECS? AI architecture. How do we implement the GOP/state machines? Rewrite the GOP from scratch. Let's do Lua scripted AI. That's actually a really good idea. Let's do a layered approach. C for the GOP planar core, Lua for action different world state configuration, JSON for personality/tuning data. Ooh, I think I kind of want to do C. See, this is what I'm talking about, where it's like, this is related to this project, but now I'm thinking maybe I should do that for the other system, and that'll be easier to use. So now we're, see how it's kind of additive. Thank you, by the way, for the Tom McDonald song. That was awesome. That was really awesome. Level format and editor. JSON levels build new editor. JSON levels extend Balbur's editor. Let's do tiled map editor. Oh, see, I didn't even know about that. Use a tiled map editor. Industry standard for 2D. Let's do a hybrid. Tile for room templates, custom tool for room assembly / procedural layout, JSON for runtime data. That's awesome. So now that I didn't even know about that, and I can look into that later. Multiplayer ready architecture. What do we build now for future netcode? Message-based architecture. Yeah, let's get message-based architecture, because we can use that literally in the game before we even use any sort of multiplayer. We can literally just have that be like a broadcasting messages, and then have entities deal with that. Easy. You look like a friend of mine who was a child named Richard. We try to take stray cats and battle them like Pokemon. That's cool. The AI has really made creating stuff fun again. Reminds me of finding GitHub. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like so. I expressed this when I was working on stuff prior, before I even stopped streaming. But like, it really is. It really is like stuff is so fun. It's so fun now, and it's just gonna get better and better. I'll show you guys what I was looking at earlier. It was actually really cool. Let me find an LLM for Blender. Blender LLM. Nah, none of these are good enough to see. This is the one. There was like a thing I was looking at, and it actually looked LLM Blender. Let's see. Yeah, just honestly, it's too vague to really show. But like, that's the thing, is like, there's gonna be like LLMs for Blender specifically that'll make stuff in Blender, and you're just gonna have the file. It's gonna make the file for you. It's like what we're doing here. We're using LLMs to just make a game with code, because there's enough documentation and stuff. All right, here we go. 12 and 15 scope and MVP definition. We've now designed a massive game. Now I need to define what's buildable in phases. What ships first, what comes later. MVP, what's the absolute minimum playable version? Single zone, full loop, 1 dungeon, 3 to 5 floors, basic hideout, 1 trader, core combat, no corruptions, no co-weapons, just a Tarkov Hotline Miami hybrid loop proven out. Combat sandbox, 1 procedurally assembled floor, all weapon types, full enemy AI. No economy of presence, pure action validation. Vertical slice, 1 complete run from hideout, gear up, deploy, 2 to 3 floors. Basic version of all systems. Everything service level, but present core plus 1 hook. I don't even know what would be the best. What would be best? Whatever would be best. And I'm just gonna leave it up to that, because I don't even know what would be the best to design. Actually, you know what? We gotta choose something. So let's just choose a single zone full loop. Why not? 2, what's 1 system that must feel great from day 1? Let's do AI, because that's what we're working on. That's what we're struggling with in the other game. So let's make sure AI works really well. Everything else seems to kind of work. 3, feature phasing. What comes in phase 2 after MVP? The B and C. And then 4, what's pushed to phase 3? Advanced supernatural. No, let's just go D. Well, let's go advanced supernatural. Target platforms for MVP. 5 would be B, like the car thing, given your existing car thing pipeline. How does it not have a car thing? All right. B, like the Windows build script. .bat in the Baldur project. All right, 3 more rounds after this. Well, then you think AI will help at the high IQ and not the low IQ people? The people that would already do fine will continue to find quicker? I think it really depends, honestly. I think some people who are smart are gonna get like basically like gaped by it, and then some people who are smart are really gonna be helped by it. Same thing with stupid people. I think it's tapping into things that are not really IQ. It's like more like thoughtfulness. That, you know, some really smart people are also really stupid in that, like really thoughtless. If you're thoughtful, regardless of like IQ, I think it'll help you a lot. And if you're not thoughtful, it'll actually make you really like, it'll hurt you a lot. I think that's really the dimension on which it really is like pushing, like thoughtfulness and like mindfulness. And if you're very mindful, whether you're smart or stupid, you're probably going to do a lot better. And if you're not very mindful, it doesn't matter if you're the smarter you are, the worse it's going to be for you, because the more you're going to be able to hurt yourself with it. Specific content, enemies, weapons, and items. Human enemy roster for MVP. How many types and what roles? 3 types. 4 types. 5 types. Let's do 5 types. No, let's do role-based, actually. No, let's do 5 types, honestly, because I don't really care about them. The gope needs to be limited a little bit more, because I feel like it's not working too much. Oops. 2. Oh, wait. 1. C. 2 weapon roster for MVP. How many and what categories? Minimal. 1 per category. Pistol, SMG, shotgun, assault rifle. Plus a grenade type. Let's do, for the MVP, let's do attachment focus, because attachments are cool. Sight suppressor, grip magazines, customization is the variety. Tarkov approach. Yeah, we want that. Yeah, that's really good. Ammo system, how granular. Ammo choice is the meta. Start with calibers and ammo types later. Yeah. B for MVP, C for phase 2. That makes sense. Whereas you're going to do different types of ammo, and then you get different quality of ammo. Or it's kind of like Tarkov, but first we'll start a little simple because we want simplicity. Armor system for MVP, simple tier system. Let's just do simple for now. Actually, let's do a B. Armor class versus penetration. That's true. In honor of Elijah Schaefer. All right, 5. Medical items for MVP. Basic 3. Medkit, bandage, painkiller. Condition specific. 5, 6. Tiered. Let's do a basic 3 right now. I don't like things being too complicated with that. Loot container variety for MVP. Simple containers. Typed containers. Yeah, we want typed containers. Because basically it's going to be... Yeah, that's good. And then we will add interactive B for MVP and C for phase 2. Here we go. Niggas think they're smarter for wasting much time sifting through the internet when AI can do it 100 times quicker. Yeah, the only problem with selling a game at the moment is Steam is really chutted about AI content in games. No, they actually changed it recently. They said you can do it. It's actually, Gabe Newell said it's actually going to be the future stuff. So you can do it. You're allowed to. You just have to, if you're using AI for like generating content in the game, you have to kind of state it. And this is what I'm doing here is we're not using AI in the game. We're using AI to make the game. It's actually really nice, and it makes sense, and it doesn't even matter. Honestly, it's like, yeah, that would suck if you can't like use certain things, but it's like this is so much better than not doing it. It's well worth whatever the temporary like delay would be of not being able to post it somewhere. Because like learning how to do this is like a skill in of itself. Like learning how to do this now, as it gets better, is gonna like pay dividends because this will get better, and I'm gonna have I like this, I like that, and then whatever tools come out, I already have a good view of like what to work on and what works, what doesn't work. And then I can avoid pitfalls, and then also tap into like things that get better as I get better. Because I'll be able to tell this is better now, so this means other things are better now. All right, round 14 and 15. Floor design, procedural rules, and difficulty curve. Now, we've been doing this for an hour and a half, and we're almost spec'd out the entire thing, and we're not working as fast as we could, right? We're taking our time. So this is what I mean. It's like, did Sarah Stock really meet the Pope, or was that photo fake? I don't know. You have to ask the Pope. Floor design, procedural rules, and difficulty curve. We have 3 to 5 floors in the MVP zone. Let's define what each floor feels like, how rooms assemble, and how difficulty escalates. Floor themes. What's the personality of each floor? Military facility descent. Floor 1 equals surface / checkpoint / barracks. Floor 2 is office command center. Floor 3 armory storage. Floor 4 research lab. Floor 5 ritual chamber, deepest containment. I want function based. Deeper you go, the more original function has been overtaken. Yeah, that's good. Fixed floor order with clearer functions, each showing increase in corruption. The facility tells a story as you descend. That's good too, because then you're gonna get different types of gear. So like this is an example of where it's like, yeah, I could say just D, but I'm gonna say D and then I'm gonna elaborate. Each floor should have a specific function, and each function should have different tiered loot drops that are related to the floor they're on, to the difficulty of the room. So now it's like, now that's already planned out. So that dynamic where it's like, just say the medical floor is on the bottom floor, just say, I'll say it, just say the medical floor is on the bottom floor. It will be the most difficult iteration of the medical floor So it will probably have the most valuable medical type loot. But not always. And that way, now we have that dynamic already written out, right? So then go to 2. Room type. What modular pieces make up the floor? Combat rooms, loot rooms, connector rooms, utility rooms. All of the above. E. Difficulty scaling per floor. Linear ramp, step, dynamic, difficulty responsive player performance. Doing well. More enemies flanking, struggling. No. Resource based. Step 1, 2. Difficulty band. B. With some variance. All right, and then 4. Difficulty scaling. Oh, wait, that was actually 3. That was 4. All right, let's go to 3. What is it? Procedural assembly rules, how do rooms connect, grid-based, graph-based, template variation. Room snap to a grid, doors aligned on grid edges, simple, reliable, easy to validate. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. 5. Extraction placement rules. Always on floor 1 or 2. You must climb back up to extract. Deep equals more loot, but longer escape. I like that. Ooh, that's good. E plus climbing tension. I like that. So if you go deeper, that's good. Actually, let's do 1 per floor tier. No, let's do usually A. Usually, and then that will give some room for it to say, well, what about something else? Room density / size for top-down play. Small / tight height line Miami scales. Rooms are 1 to 3 screens big. Mixed. Yeah, I want floor dependent, actually. That would be D. A trend towards smaller as you get deeper, but then, like, that's good. We want it to become more claustrophobic and more like, oh, I need to pay attention. You know what I mean? It's always funny how people treat AI like it's Google and get to someone with response to your little effort prompts. You got to come correct with your prompt. Yeah, exactly. It's like the energy you put in and the focus you put in will get returned in its own way. That's why I was not going to do like the FPS game, or like figuring stuff out now. And I said it'd be better to do this because this is more like collaborative because you guys are here. And it's better to do collaborative stuff rather than trying to figure out a bug and try to figure out how to engineer stuff. How are we doing for views? Am I, 568 views? That's not bad. That's actually not that bad. I'm pretty happy with that. 540. Yo, Bryn just followed. Thank you for the follow. Barup, thank you for the skull emoji. And the hell yeah. Barup sent a lot of stuff here. Gray Stacks, thank you for the sub. Perry Enjoyer subs. Hans Von Lux subs. Oh, excellent. And then also thank you to the guys sending me thousands of dollars in donations. I appreciate it. Excellent level design philosophy. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. That's the one thing that was like still needs to, I still am not really a fan of, is the gassing up of stuff. But anyway, round 15-15. Here we go. Working title. What do we call it? Working title. What do we call it? Vietnam. Vietnamese cruelty. No. Hot cruelty. No. Let's call it abstract kindness. No, abstract cruelty. What should we call it? What do you guys want to call it? You're welcome, Paul Town. We should probably call it something based on something we know. Something, because that's one thing I found is fun, is if you attach, like, for example, I turned the FPS game into Balber, and it doesn't mean anything, it's just my name. So if you can turn it into something, you turn it into something that's like something else, and it just takes all the meaning and all the focus on it. So let's think, what's on in the news? Elijah Schaefer. The Rift. Oof. Syrian Rue. Regime change. That's good. But it also needs to be something that's like 2026 vibe, right? So maybe Fire Horse, something related to that, right? The year of the Fire Horse. Also the Goat. Goat. Oof. The Weekly Sweat. Winter Olympics. Oh, that's good. Schaefer Island. I kind of like the idea of Schaefer Island. And Rolf, since Rolf sent the money, Schaefer Island it is. That's actually really good. Because that sounds like vague and it doesn't really make sense. But we know it's because Elijah Schaefer has had sex with every woman on Earth. Schaefer Island. That's good. 2. Design documents of structure. How do we organize everything we've decided? Single master document, layered docs, modular documents. Let's do modular documents, B and C. Let's just go modular. Let's go B and C, because that's like vision pillars at the top, system specs in the middle. Schaefer Island, that's a good name, honestly. That's really good. 3. Olive Garden deep fried suicide. No. Scott Adams Hell Simulator. That's a good idea. Scott Adams Hell Simulator. All right. What's the player character's identity? Name protagonist, specific character with backstory, motivation, personality, story-driven, basic, operator, customizable. Let's do a middle ground where you fill in. You kind of set your own. C and D, where it basically it'll have different. If you start killing people, it'll start like changing your personality. Behavior and corruption level will morph the character slightly. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds cool. All right. Narrative delivery. How does the story reach the player? Environmental only, minimal. Story is literally a loot category. Intel driven. That's good. C and D. It's like Elijah Schaefer, you know. It's like, who really cares? Are we really gonna look into him having sex with somebody? I don't care. We can make it up as we go along. What open questions need resolving in the spec phase? Corruption intervention on death. We said something happens at high corruption death. What happens exactly now? Specific GOP Adam set. No, we don't need that. I'll be doing that. Well, actually, B. Let's work on GOP. C and D. There we go. Why not? B, C, and D. All right, 6. What's the first thing we build? Counter plus movement, combat, prototype, AI sandbox. Let's do E, which is the ABC pipeline. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Movement first, then combat layered on, then AI layered on that. Sequential foundation of building. No, actually, let's do the AI first, because that's the problem we have so far, is getting AI working perfectly. So let's get AI working perfectly here, and then add in people. It's like the Alien game. I was watching the Alien game AI, and they're talking about how they basically spent, at the beginning, they spent all their time working on getting the AI for the Alien, that game, making the Alien work and move around and feel alive. And once you get that, once you have that system working, then we can add in the player. Then we can add in stuff. It'll be kind of, you know, because that's like a horror game too. So we want something like that. Yeah, Alien Isolation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't even say Jew. Yeah, I basically added a bunch of the auto mod is very uptight about stuff because we're not trying to devolve into being politics, talking about Jews, talking about black people, talking about women. We're trying to just talk about the future. We're trying to talk about places, things that are not. We're not trying to be degenerate, and we're not trying to be negative. We're trying to actually be positive and show people you can actually be positive and be productive, and you don't actually need to be indulging in your darker fantasies. You know what I mean? Which is black people, women, and Jews. Now let me create the full design documentation, vision doc at the top, system in the middle, and text specs at the bottom. Now I want to use the bathroom, and I was told by Jimbo you want to have an AFK screen, so check this out. This is actually really cool. Isn't this cool? Isn't this really cool? But now I'm gonna be able to be eligible for the money later. So I'm gonna mute myself. I'll be back in a minute.
just gifted 100 kicks on kick. Borup just gifted 100 kicks on kick. Borup just gifted 100 kicks on kick. Borup just gifted 100 kicks on kick.
I'm getting tweaky, I'm heading out, bitch, I'm onto something. I stray just like a dog addicted to that heavy fucking. I wanna get
Borup
on it,
just
jump
gifted
on it,
100
ride it
kicks on
until
kick.
the morning. I'm leaving this party, it's shit and these bitches boring. Call up your dealer, it's that time of night. Let me get you right, let me get you right. Crank it, Leonard, the speakers do not piss me off. Paris to New York, what you standing for? Crank it, I stay straight, I stay bad, I keep my finger on the trigger. I'm so red, my hoes mad, if I get drunk, my head to ring her. She pick up that we fuck, I get so gay off that tequila. I need some dick for Tuesday, let me go put out some fillers. Crank it,
Borup just gifted 100 kicks on kick. Borup just gifted 100 kicks on
He
kick.
wanna fuck Slater, Richard, we should link later. Get to my hotel and suck him off. In the elevator, Saint Laurent, check it on the ground. Money
Borup just
maker,
gifted
I
100
still the
kicks on
sound
kick.
shaker, buckle bunny, bad behavior. Bitch, I'm on junkie time, drop downs, big truck right up. Sublime, that's right, that's right, that's what I fucking like. Can't say no sentence is right, my eyes go blind, my mind is fine. Alright, alright, alright. Crank it, I stay straight, I stay bad, I keep my finger on the trigger. I'm so red, my hoes mad, if I get drunk, my head to ring her. She pick up that we fuck, I get so gay off that tequila.
Alright, guys, ready?
I need some dick for Tuesday, let me go put out some fillers.
Alright, we're back. Squid Games is back. I do look like a Squid Games person. It's very funny. Alright, so we're just working. We're just waiting, honestly. We're literally just waiting for the... But now it's writing all the documents. See, this is what I'm saying, where it's like, yeah, it has this, and now it's creating the full design documentation, it has the vision, alright? And then it has it's creating all the specs for it. Now, we don't know how this is going to turn out. But ideally, and chances are, it's going to turn out pretty well, especially now that we have the Opus 4.6, because I have the Claude Max, and basically it has 1 million context for tokens, and it should be even better than before, which is nice. Why is the chat broken? How do you plan on making the models? What models? Yo, thanks for the subscription, dude.
Borup just subscribed on kick.
What are you talking about, models? Oof, I do look like Squid Games, it's kind of crazy. Make sure you add the name to be Schaefer and not Schaefer. Is it wrong? Yeah, we'll edit it. You have naming rights for this. Is you and if it's successful, I'll give you. You're gonna get back what you put in 10x. But that just means it makes like $7 million. I'll give you $2,000, $2,500. Yeah, I'm serious. I will. If this makes at least $10 million, I will literally give you $2,500. That's a promise. So let it never be said I'm not very generous. I'll make 3D models for the game. Oh, right now it's gonna be just very simple. I was looking into it. I don't know enough about 3D models. I do have an Envato. That's another thing. I have an Envato subscription. That's where I got this lizard AFK thing. This lizard AFK, and then this lizard. I just used Envato for that. So I've had that for a while. So I'm not really worried about it. I'm not really worried about that. But yeah, that's the thing too, is like I built these tools for the FPS game that basically you pop in a model and it will basically add rotation. And inside the game, you can then rotate it. So you don't have to rotate it using Blender. It'll just know how to rotate it forward, how to rotate it back, what's the side view, what's the top view, and then that's the default rotation. So it's like you don't even need to, like, with this stuff, you don't even need to use Blender to take the models that you download off of Envato and then rotate them properly and display them properly. You can just do it in the game, so then you know it's working. It's just like we are so far along the way of like this being crazy that it already is crazy, but it's not even like, it's crazy that's not even at the crazy level yet. Are you still boxing? No, I haven't done that in a while. I just hadn't have time for it. I'm starting to do workouts, so I'm starting to do like the boxing workouts, which is just like jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups. I haven't done all of them. I'm just gonna start throwing them in daily. It's nice. That's a nice thing about not going to work and not driving places, is like you're so much healthier, and the working on stuff is so much like comfier because you're not like exhausted by the time you get back and it's miserable and like drained of your life force. So it's like I can actually just do workouts again and work out. Like I'm already having raw eggs. I'm eating raw eggs and peanut butter and almonds and barely having any caffeine. I'm done with nicotine, and so it's like it's back to being healthy. That was the thing I realized, is like all the stuff I was doing is like a lot of it was just coping with like a miserable work environment. Like it was literally just like, oh damn, if everyone around me is doing drugs and being miserable, it's probably the environment that sucks. And it's sure enough, I remove myself from the environment and all of a sudden it's like, well, I actually don't feel like I need to cope with like nicotine or anything else. I feel actually like healthy. I feel like actually healthy and productive. That's interesting. Have you tried any like Chinese models like Kimi or DeepSeek? I haven't. I have DeepSeek a while ago, but I haven't tried anything recently, like for the last year, because I don't need to. Like these work well enough. I know they're gonna be great. I know they're gonna be great, and I know it's gonna be amazing. I just don't know which ones. So right now I'm choosing the best, which I paid for, which is for Claude. Supposedly Codex is really good too. I just haven't really gotten along. I just don't. Claude is what I enjoy the most, and I have no reason so far to stop with it. Now, if something is like even better, then 100% I'll jump to it. But at the moment, it's just why not use the thing that works? Why not use the thing that's like going for 9 minutes currently and making all the documentation, and then after that, it's gonna make other stuff. Any recent love interests? Just the one, just my girl, just my lady. I prototyped a few enemies and saw sprites that hit super well a few months far from doing the 2D models at least. Are you in Pennsylvania? No, I'm not. This game will sell more than Undertale, and that's a promise. Thank you, Jeffy. Jeffy can be my promoter. Are you still boxing? W schizo code? It's not even schizo code. That's the thing people don't get, is like we are past the point of it being like a bad idea to do this. It's a bad idea not to do this now. The inflection point has happened and it's not anywhere near being finished. See, we've created the system specifications and all this stuff. We're just so far along. We're so far along the future that if you're not doing this, you're falling apart. See, like I just did this. Sorry, Schaefer Island design, implement, documentation. Well, I should misspell it because I can't. It can't be Elijah Schaefer's game, or else he's gonna sue me. You know. But you know, you sent me $250. I trust you. You just literally just paid for an entire month of Claude Max. That's the thing. So you just paid for an entire month of doing this. So like, that's how cheap this is. But now I just do this, right? And if you look, it already auto-completed what it said right here. Start specking out the open questions. I just push tab and it did that. So now it already has a prompt for the next prompt. So I don't need to do anything. I just take that in. Some say OpenAI's Codex is better than Claude Code. I think it is in some respects, but I think those respects are not what I'm doing. I think what I'm doing is better for it. What's with the fruity music? It's not fruity music, it's aespa. What are you talking about? This is Dreams by aespa. Dreams Come True. How is this fruity music? This one's called Devil's Angel.
You can see a hill, but not a horn.
This is not fruity music, it's just comfy music to pass the time. Let me reference the existing specs and followers. Gope implementation build these out properly. Yeah, see, this is what I mean, where it's like, now it's starting to look at my other code where I did a lot of the work of thinking, and now I have that thinking in code. Now it's just gonna take that thinking and then make it better for this project. So it's basically learning off a combination of the model and also my work and my energy and my time. This is Bronze Age Warrior music. This is Zero Cortisol music. Yeah, exactly. This is Zero Cortisol Bronze Age Warrior music. But yeah, it's so good. It's like I can't. It's just so amazing. Things are so amazing, and they're getting better and better. Uber found liable in driver rape case in order to pay victim $8.5 million. Wow. That's cool. Easy way to make money. Now I know if this doesn't work out, I just go into an Uber. Easy money. But yeah, doesn't this feel so clean? Doesn't this feel like not even like, this feels so like comfy because it's like, oh damn, like I'm watching this entertaining and also giving me, I hope this is giving you guys ideas about how to make something, because this isn't like rocket science. This isn't that hard. And it's like actually really cool because even if this doesn't work and like it makes something that doesn't work, we've gotten so many ideas that then we can actually like over the weekend just say I want to work on this, or I'm tired of working on the first person shooter, I can then work on this and make this a little better. And who knows what's gonna come out of it. Clawed team is so much better overall. Yeah, I like Clawed better. You inspired 500 new creators. Yeah, hit the follow button. If you're not following, hit the follow button. There's more of this where this came from. There's more where this came from, okay? Let's try to get to 1700. Thank you, Baruch, for the follow, by the way. Full send, said a hype. The Irishman will pay. I don't know what this means. Pack it up, Baruch. I don't know, what are the kicks? How much are they worth? Like $1? $1 each? Yeah, this is like awesome. This is so awesome. I hope you guys see the ladies that use Goated. She seems pretty. Yeah, isn't the intro so good, dude? The music I've been listening to is like, I would just smoke a bunch of DMT and then just find the music, and I think this is awesome. And the music would be awesome, sure enough. DMT music is awesome. All right, research. Now let me write the 6 detailed specs. You go for it. Inspiring me to use AI for custom niche hardware, not just software. Yeah, exactly. You can use it for that too. Like you can use it to make code for Raspberry Pis or for Arduinos, stuff like that, very easily. Like that's even easier than this, because that stuff is like super easy to make. It's just annoying. It's just annoying to like program. So like this is like super easy to make. Yeah. Like, that was one of the things I was working on at my job before I stopped having a job. Was making a system for basically using Arduinos for different stuff, and it was going along really well. I would have made it really, really nice. I just didn't have time to, or the granted ability to do it. So, but it's like, yeah, like that stuff is like super easy to do, and it's way, 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 way easier than people, especially if you actually know how to program. When did you go from Groper Troll to DMT Smoker to listen to K-pop? I've never been a Groper, honestly. I've always been Groper adjacent. I've always just liked doing stuff. I've never really changed it. I've liked doing stuff. So if I find something that's cool, I'll just do it. And I'll go balls to the wall with it. So there's not really any change. The only change is just doing things, doing more things. The only real change has been like realizing I can't rely on other people too much. And there's only like one other person I can rely on in my life. And then everybody else, it's like, yeah, they can help you. Like Jimbo's an example, somebody can rely on. He's very reliable. But besides Jimbo, like internet people, not really. Like, but like in real life, it's like one person I can rely on. But yeah, I was never a groper. I just don't mind gropers. I like gropers. I've always been very friendly to gropers because I like Nick, and so I like people who like Nick. I like them generally. Generally, until they annoy me, and then I hate them. But still, like I have nothing against what Nick is doing or like his goals, even though my goals are very different. So I was like, I'm not. Why would I not like gropers? I'm a gropper, not a groper. Let me check Twitter to see if there's any notifications while I wait for this to work on what is working. But yeah, that's the thing too about Twitter, is like all this stuff is like AI now. Everything is AI. And not even just like the content, but also like the engagement. So it's like if you're not if your account's not locked, if you're not doing stuff, if you're not being very, very careful about how you're doing it, you're just gonna be like tapped into like the lowest quality AI prompts and the lowest quality like narratives that are being made, because that's what's happening. Is every single company, every single like political group, every single government, every single weird psyop group, whether they're pro-government, anti-government, like pro-right-wing, pro-left-wing, satanic, whatever, all these people are figuring out how to use AI to then drive narratives. And if you're not locked away from that, you're just gonna get pulled. It doesn't matter how smart you are, how like thoughtful you are. If you're not literally pulling yourself out of the equation and figuring out how to like move with the current instead of being pushed into by the current, you're just gonna get like destroyed. Like this is why this stuff is so important. It's like finding something cool, finding something fun, and then literally just pushing through it and getting good at it. Want to join me in the slave cubicle? Oil Westfield, West Texas can pay you $75 per hour. No, not currently. That's a fun idea. If you had asked me that prior, I probably would have taken it. But now I don't need that. Just give me $75 an hour doing this. That is a fun idea. But no, I think the future is AI stuff. I think, like I was saying earlier, it's like let me go full screen again because it's very important. Squid mode. Rich people, they're doing two things. They're doing three things actually. One of them is trying to get to space, so when everyone kills each other, they're alive, right? They're also trying to dig down to the center of the earth, right? That way, when everyone kills each other, they're still alive. You can't go to space and you can't go into the center of the earth, really. You're not either. The third thing they're doing is investing heavily in AI. And they're trying to use AI tools to get success, because maybe they're not going to be able to escape. Maybe they're not going to be able to escape into space, into the earth. Maybe they have to live on Earth, so why not work on AI? It was only one option. One of those options is available to you. Is like use the AI they're making. Why not do that? Why not? Because if you're using, so I'm using Claude, right? I only have a limited amount of time and a limited amount of energy and a limited amount of like resources. But if I'm using the product they're making, if they're using billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars to basically research how to make the AI better, the tooling is 24/7. People are working on it. There's thousands of employees or whatever, all working on making it better. So all of a sudden, by now being, paying for this tool, I'm now essentially getting supported. Oh, the wind is at my back. All this money, all this investment, all these employees making this better and better and better, and I'm using it in concert with it. So now all of a sudden, I'm getting all the benefit of these people working on it, product working on it, and I'm paying for it. So they're not trying to really monetize me. They're basically using me as like, the only way they're really benefiting from me is the attention, and I'm saying, hey, people pay for this, but also, whatever user data, and I don't care, whatever user data they take from this, who cares? It's gonna make it better, and I'm gonna get better, and I'm gonna get better, and I'm gonna benefit from it. So it's like, this is like the way to slot yourself into the future, is to place yourself where the incentives are basically pushing you forward. And that's this. If you're trying to like overcome AI algorithms and beat AI algorithms, you're not going to do it, because they can 24/7 push out garbage, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's in whatever, whether it's in anything. And even if you avoid it, everybody else is being pushed on. So you have to figure out a way not only to avoid it, because guess what? The world is being acted on by it, but also to benefit. So that's the only way you're going to survive. It's the only way you're going to do better in life over time, is essentially push yourself into it, so you're being pushed forward by it. Because if you're just trying to avoid it, the world is still going. The world is still happening. Everything is changing. And it's changing by virtue of AI. So you want to align yourself with the forces as they're pushing forward, because that's the only way to survive. Otherwise, you're just going to be a light bulb that gets burned out. And when you get a burnout light bulb, you just get rid of it. You don't like agonize over getting rid of the light bulb. Hopefully that makes sense. As a WASP, why should I care about your opinions as a non-white Irish? Because I've never met an Anglo that's like doing things correctly. Every single Anglo I've met is like fucked in the head and like retarded. And that's not even related to their like IQ. I've literally never met an Anglo I've envied or like thought highly of. Every single Anglo is like completely retarded and like fucked in the head. And they're like completely dead inside and like ruining their life. And that's not, there's no exceptions. So, Jimbo's not an Anglo. Jimbo's a Scandinavian. Jimbo is like a Norwegian god. He's not an Anglo, dude. All 6 open questions are now fully spec'd. Here's a summary. Yo.
Hansvin Luck just gifted 1 subscription.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm an Anglo and I'm fucking head. Yeah, honestly though, this is like true. Like I don't. There's no like. I don't wish Anglos harm. Like I think the best thing Anglos ever did, which is literally like the common law. Like that's like literally like the best thing in the world, which is a shame because it's going away. Like common law is legit like what makes civilization possible. I think it's screwed now, but it legit is like it's like world changing. So I don't have anything against Anglos in terms of that. But what I would say is like I've never met an Anglo in like this era of time that seems to know what they're doing and seems to have a good grip on reality. Like every single Anglo seems totally fucked, like in some weird way that they're not gonna ever succeed. It's like very bizarre. Like every other group seems to have a better grip on reality. Especially Italians and Irish people, to be honest. Like the future, if you look at media, it's either Italian people or Irish people. Like those are the two groups. There's some Jews, but for the most part, it's like Joe Rogan, Nick, Tim Dillon, Theo Vaughn. He's Polish, but like generally, it's either going to be an Italian or an Irish person who's successful in the media, and everybody else is kind of fighting for scraps. Theo Vaughn's kind of an exception, and he's Polish. So it's like so the 3 core are like Irish, Italian, and Polish. It's like. Then you have Tucker Carlson. He's a good example of like an Anglo. It's like he should be doing really, really well, and technically he's doing really well in terms of making money, but he's not going anywhere. He doesn't have a future, right? It's like Nick has a future. People like Nick have a future, but like Tucker Carlson is like failing. He's like, yeah, he's making money, and when he dies, he's dead. Like when he dies, there's no legacy. He's not gonna pass on a legacy to Zoomers. There's no Zoomer Tucker Carlson. That's Nick. There's no Anglo Zoomer Tucker Carlson. It's like. The Zoomer Tucker Carlson is Dalton Cloudfelter, and I like Dalton, but he's doing his own thing. He's not going to be Tucker Carlson. He's doing his own thing, and he can find. I feel like of all the people that I think that are Anglos that are doing well, it's like Dalton is the one I think has the best shot of doing well in life of an Anglo, and that tells you what you need to know. And I do like Dalton. I hope Dalton does well. Anyway, what do we do next? All right. Let's make a phase plan. Phased plan of implementation. Maybe Tyler Russell. Maybe I don't know if Tyler is an Anglo. I feel like he's not. He's Canadian. Maybe you have to be a Canadian Anglo or something. Brylan Hollyhand. Yeah, it's like Anglos and Jews are fucked, dude. It's like this is one thing I don't really want to talk about this because one thing I'm trying to look forward to, not think about dead things. But one thing I will say is like kind of a funny observation. Is that especially as technology gets better and more powerful and AI gets more powerful, like Jews are really screwed over because the ones who follow like their rules and care. What is one of the tenets of being Jewish? It's 1 day of the week not using technology. 1 day of the week not using technology. And if all of a sudden technology is now this intelligence that you turn on, so 1/7 of a week you can't use like the thing that's changing the world. So now you're at a disadvantage for literally 1/7 of the week. How does that even work? You're screwed. It's like the world is moving too fast for that. It doesn't really matter, but and also there's ways around it, but like that is like legit like a bad thing for them. Like it actually is like a really actually bad thing. But the thing is, if you have loopholes, that's still bad because you have to know the loopholes. That's an extra step. It's more friction. The more friction there is, the less you can use things. That's why AI is so awesome. It's like so cool. That's not why, but it's one of the aspects of it. Indians are the future. No, I wouldn't say Indians. Have you tried modafinil? Yeah. That's the thing. I all this stuff is like I've tried. It's cool. But once again, if you can like get into an environment where you don't need to use anything, that means your environment's right. Like right now, I'm being very productive to the degree where it's like 24/7. It's like, what do I want to do? I'm constantly thinking about things. So you don't need drugs. Drugs are like to get through something that's like unpleasant. But I'm using like caffeine, so that's like a drug. I am lying. I did use drugs today. I have had 2 cups of tea. One of Damiana tea and one of green tea, so technically speaking, I'm on drugs. Being Anglo feels similar to the feeling you get looking at a trans person. Yeah, that's what I think, honestly. It's like neither of them really know what's going on. I've never met like one that's with it, honestly. And nothing against like other things. Like it's not like, oh, I hate. It's just like more like It's like, dude, like what's wrong? Why your brain not working? Why your brain not work? You know? Like, damn, you got everything going on, but you like, or also have nothing going on. It's like you have stuff, you should be having things going on. Somehow you have nothing going on. It's like you're just broken. You're like a broken toy that's like on the island of misfit toys. And that's life. So I'm glad. That's one thing I'm very happy about not being born at all. 0% Anglo. But that's negative. I don't want to talk about negative stuff. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about positive things. Oh yeah, I guess Richard Spencer is a good example of an Anglo I like. I like Richard Spencer a lot. I feel like he's like, that was the thing. I think there's a path forward, but I don't think Anglos are doomed. I think it's just like, for whatever reason, like something horrible needs to happen, and then they need to like realize they're kind of silly. They're kind of silly guys, not really that impressive. That's like, if you can realize you're a silly guy, not that impressive. It's not that it's like that's unique to Anglos. It's just like everybody's that. Like, no, who's really impressive? It's like we're just people. Like we're just people, and like at the end of the day, everyone's pretty like scrappy, especially because we're going to a new world where everything's very like uncertain and undefined, and so like you have to be scrappy because you have to be willing to be like, hey, this isn't working. I'm gonna try something else. If you like think of yourself as being very established, you're screwed because like the world is very shifting and very like in flux right now. And so if you have a very like set identity that isn't like I'm scrappy and willing to change and willing to do what it takes to win, I don't know. I think you're kind of fucked. That's why I like Richard Spencer, because he had like very big downfall and a really bad like era, and then he realized, hey, guess what? I don't need to take this that seriously. I can just have fun. And now he's like very likable. He's extremely likable. What do you think government will look like? I don't even know, dude. So you don't F with Nightmare Vision? I do like Nightmare Vision. I haven't talked to him in a while. I feel like I haven't paid attention to what he's up to. I feel like he's kind of in the BAP circle, so I kind of really haven't paid attention. Like him and Moldovan Citizen, I kind of like limit my interaction with, because like I feel like they're kind of like in this trap of being like BAP adjacent. And so because of that, they're never going to be like, you can't really interact with them on a healthy level because they're kind of weirdly, they have NDS, they have Nick Derangement Syndrome. And so it's like not healthy to interact with them. I like them though. I genuinely like both of them. I just don't have, there's no real benefit of interacting with them, unfortunately. So like there's a lot of people I like, but at the moment I feel like for the next few years, like the less I interact with them, the better, because they're on a path that's not healthy. And there's some very, very real cases of that, and there's some people that are vaguely that, and like I'm open to seeing information that's different. But also that's the thing, is like I'm focusing on my stuff, and if they interact with me and it's in a positive way, then maybe there's like a good example. There's an Italian guy that is like very anti-Nick that I followed on Twitter for a long time, and I saw him liking some of my AI stuff, and I saw him talking about AI stuff, and I was like, oh damn, hopefully he's doing well. And like I think he still hates Nick or whatever. That's fine, as long as he's just like talking about AI stuff and it's like positive. I think that's like cool. It's like I disagree, and I think it's like this oversight to dislike Nick or whatever, but really that's not my focus. My focus is like AI and like technology and programming and making stuff and being creative, and because I think that's the future. I don't really think politics is the future, really. So if anybody who like interacts with me in that positive sense, if I don't have like an active reason to dislike them, yeah, it's not really a big deal to me. Night Owls is fun to listen to though. No, I don't like spaces. That's another thing I don't understand. I've never liked spaces. I never will like spaces. I've never enjoyed being in a space. I've never said, wow, I'm so glad I was in a space. I've done good jobs in spaces and done stuff in space as well. I don't have any, I hate spaces. It's literally just, it's like, what's that, it's like for unemployed people who aren't even pretending they're not unemployed. Like there was the other one, not spaces. It was like during the pandemic, there was this thing, and it was like a bunch of unemployed people pretending they're not unemployed. Twitter Spaces is just unemployed people pretending. Not even pretending that they're unemployed, like saying that they're unemployed. Like I'm not brown enough to like Twitter Spaces, honestly. Like I don't enjoy it. Like what, are brown people arguing? I don't understand. Arguing about what? For what reason? Why? Who cares? Who are you trying to prove something to? About what? Why? You're not even making money off of it. What's the point? You know? Why would I ever listen to that trash? Ugh. Yeah, Clubhouse. It's like Clubhouse for people who are saying they're actively like confirming they're unemployed. Clubhouse is for unemployed people pretending they're working. And then Twitter Spaces is for people pretending, not even pretending, they're pretending they're more unemployed than they are. It's like, what do you do? Like, how is this aspirational or positive or enjoyable? I hate Twitter Spaces. I've never found Twitter Spaces positive. It's just like all the worst people yelling at each other and encouraging each other to be worse. It's horrible. I just got free cloud to make something cool for me in Python. A timber frame home design generator from Dimension Give also counts. Yeah, it's cool. You're using my favorite Jewish person. Thank you, I appreciate it. No, I don't mind. Like, that's the thing too, is like, this is gonna be like upsetting to some of you guys. It's just, I don't mind. Like, I don't think Jewish people are the problem. I don't think there's a problem. I think it's all a system. I think there's like different strains of mold, and they all interact with each other, and they all like decompress. They all take resources. And I've had this view for a long time. This isn't like a new thing, where it's like Jewish people exist in the ecosystem. If you got rid of all Jewish people today, there would just be a new group that does Jewish people things. The systems are like what makes people. And like, if you can adjust the system, and then when the system changes, people change. It's like, you look at what people look like now versus what people look like 30 years ago, and they look very different. Even white people just by themselves look very different, because the systems are just determining what succeeds, what doesn't succeed. And that's why, like, them saying like the systems and mechanisms are way more important than people. That's like getting bent out of shape about Jewish people or whatever. It's like you're messing up. Getting bent out of shape about Indian people, black people, women. If you're getting bent out of shape about anything, the only thing you should be getting bent out of shape of is like, why do I hate my life? Why does my life suck? What is it in my life that's making me miserable? Get bent out of shape about that and then change it. That's like the truth. That doesn't mean that Jewish people are awesome. It doesn't mean black people are awesome, white people are awesome, women are awesome. It just means that like everybody is there for a reason. Like, Jewish people are teaming up with Somalis to scam people in wherever for a reason. And that reason, if you get rid of the people, it's not going to fix itself. Right? The reason is the reason. They're just a symptom of it. Fix the system, not the people. True blue pills? Truth. Hope the 7K was worth it. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Well, the funniest thing about Jewish people is they're just Polish people who are smart. Jewish people are just Polish people smart enough to pretend they're not Polish. That's all it is. Like, look up who made bagels with lox. It's not Jewish people. Dude, it's a Polish royalty-like thing. Bagels with, like, fish on it is literally a Polish invention. Like, all their inventions are other people's inventions. If the Jewish people aren't real. Look at Bibi Netanyahu. He's Polish, okay? That's a Polish person. And Charlie Kirk was a time traveler, too. Alright, start implementing my project, dude. And so, yeah, that's the thing too. Like, even like the way I name the folder is TDS, like Trump Derangement Syndrome. It's like, that's a meme. So now whenever I hear TDS, I'll think of this project instead of Trump Derangement Syndrome. Just remapping all these different things. You're basically just remapping all these different words and terms to mean something positive. So then it's like, you hear negative things because negative things get pushed everywhere. And then to you, they mean something positive, completely unrelated. And then when I hear TDS, I'm like, oh, maybe I should work on this game. Maybe I should work on Schaefer Island. And then when people start talking about Elijah Schaefer having sex with every woman on Earth, I won't be thinking about that. I'll be thinking about how do I make my game better.
Not my handle, just subscribe, okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. W stream. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're sort of having a what if all this moment, not gonna lie. Yeah. And then what happened after I realized everything with DMV is I had Odin come to me and said, I like that you're jerking off to certain types of pornography. And I said, wow, that's so cool. I said, whoa, that's so cool. I killed a god. I need to add in a what if all his character person. But that's what I'm saying is like, all this stuff is not that serious. Like, that's like, what was Rudyard's problem? It's like, it's all serious to him. It's like having a psychotic break. And then it's like, oh no, I need to create a religion. I need to create a cult and a religion, and I need to tell stories about like an imagination, like an imaginary molestation. It's like, no, it's not that serious, dude. You just went crazy. Like, relax. Like, just take a break. It's not like, literally, who cares? Like, just don't stream. You're not gonna change the world. The world is gonna happen the way it's gonna happen. A lot of people think it's like the end of the world, that like somebody got shot in Minnesota or Minneapolis, or like ICE. That's like another funny thing about ICE is like, where is like ICE is supposed to be doing is like they're supposed to be deporting people, So let's go to not Mexico, not to like Texas or somewhere like down near the border. Let's go to the other side of the country near Canada, and then let's deal with Somalis. Wait, what? What is it? How is this real? None of this makes any sense. Like if you're not like tapped out of it and being like, what is it? Like none of this stuff is like worth getting upset about. This is all just ridiculous. You're missing a lot of the plot. It's like time is so like the time we're in is so funny. It's like we have these robots that can do anything, and they're like getting better and better. And instead you have people talking about like Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck and like what it means. And you have people making videos of like, I am Charlie Kirk. You are Charlie Kirk. I'm a Ukrainian woman. You're a Ukrainian woman. And we're getting shot in the neck and stabbed in the back by insane black people. Like, what? No, we're not. We have robots making us programs to make games. I'm not dead. I didn't get shot in the neck. I don't care. I didn't get shot in Minneapolis. You know, it's like, what are we all George Floyd now? Like, no, we're not. Who cares? Even George Floyd had a good time. He had a better time than anybody protesting him. He danced around, he shot people, pistol whipped people, he had fun, he did rap, connected to 3-6 Mafia. Like, everybody's having a good time. Everybody's Schaefer Island is like being made right now by robots, you know? Charlie Kirk is your mother, your sister, yeah. Paul knows a lot about politics. Yeah, I do. Trump admin wants to polarize people and specifically to radicalize leftists and white people. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, you guys like read the room and realize like what's happening is not for your benefit at all. Like, I'm not opposed to things happening at all. I'm actually I embrace things a lot more than most people. It's like a lot of people like they think they're like really radical, and then they have like 09A like kills somebody, and they have the Nig Cell like manifesto, and they're like, it's the end of the world. We have Satanists grooming children on Discord. And I'm like, this is just funny. Like, who cares? Like, yeah, it's bad, but it's also very funny. It's funnier than it is bad. And then people are like, this is horrible. And then you have like Charlie Kirk shot. Like, this is horrible. Like, yeah, it sucks. But also, do I care? No. I'm not getting shot. If anyone's, and that's the thing too, is like, I'm way more likely to get murdered by somebody in life than most people. And I'm not gonna get murdered by somebody. Like, I pissed so many people off and said so many horrible things. It's not gonna happen to me. I'm not gonna get killed. I'm working on video games. So if I'm not gonna get killed and I'm like a horrible person who's like a troll, you're not gonna get killed either. Relax, okay? It's not that serious. You just work on your AI system. Work on Schaefer Island, all right? Even Elijah Schaefer, right? Think about this. A week ago, we all thought Elijah Schaefer was gay. Now it turns out he's just having sex with every single woman on Earth. All right, think about that's so much more funny to think about how he's not actually gay than to like get mad or like care that he had sex with somebody. Okay. You know what I mean? Here, Paul, did you hear that supposedly the files prove Epstein was into 5 Nights at Freddy's? Is it a bad idea to make something public on GitHub? Something I got Claude to make me even if I debugged it? No, don't worry about it, dude. Just do what you gotta do. Don't care about bad ideas, good ideas. Just work on stuff. Just make stuff. And just don't be neurotic about stuff. That's really what I'm trying to teach you guys, is like, you don't need to be neurotic. Just make stuff. Just have fun. Like $200, you can work at Walmart for 2 days and then you have a month. You have a month worth of Claude Max. Okay? Not that serious. You can send me, like right now, everyone should send me $500 each and say, even if you don't have it, send me $500, because then that'll motivate you to work harder. All right? Now, if everybody watching right now send me $500, let me look up how many views I got right now. I got 540 viewers. Oof. That's a lot of viewers. 560 viewers. Yeah, I'd get like $300,000 right now, and then I'd be set for like a whole month. Think about that. If everyone just sent me $500 or $50, you know, everyone just sent me $50 right now. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money. Oh, then any advice for working at Walmart? No, don't do it. That's my advice. Is like find a way not to like think about, oh, I'm gonna have to work at Walmart until it gets you really uncomfortable, and he's like, I have to change my life. I have to change my life or else I'm not going to be able to work. I'm going to have to like, you know what I mean? And then once that becomes real, you'll be motivated not to work alone. Real Claude Maxers at 5 remote ago. Fall down, but what if I'm 20? Oh, then do it, dude. Work at Walmart for a month. Who cares? If you're 20, you want to work at Walmart, just lie. Just say you're a high school dropout. You don't even have to lie. And it's like, the thing is with anything like that, you want to make it look like you're a total loser, even if you're not, because then they'll hire you. If you look like you're not a loser, they'll be like, oh, they're gonna leave. they're gonna leave once they get what they want. So then you're not gonna actually get hired. They just pretend like you have no options. It was a good song. Oh, this is good. Ooh, this is a good song. Yeah, DoorDash is a fun idea. I would do that. DoorDash sounds fun. But yeah, have you guys? I know you guys are getting like censored by the chat a lot, but that's like one of the things I'm doing. I'm choosing to have it censor anything that's like edgy at all, because I'm choosing not to be edgy. This is like a conscious choice. We're going into a new era where we're being successful. We're in the weekend era when he's basically telling his true fans that we're gonna sell out. We're in the sellout era, okay? This is what we're doing. We're in the sellout weekend era where we're about to make a lot of hits. We're about to be very successful, and we're about to really just go into the world and make it our own. We're not in the trilogy era anymore. All right, we're not in the trilogy era anymore. We're in the Starboy era. We're entering the Starboy era. All right. Selling out so you can listen to K-pop Demon Hunter. I gotta demod this person. You're too negative. You're too negative. You're losing your mod. You're triggered because I said you're muted. You know what? I'm just gonna mute you actually. I'm gonna mute you. How do I get rid of your mod shit? Because you're too negative. Irish leprechaun like a Jew. I'm busting your ball. I don't want to be busted. Look, that's the thing too. It's like I'm done with that. I'm done with having my balls busted. All right. I'm just done with that. I'm sorry. It's over. I've had enough time. I've lived a long life. I don't deserve to have somebody speaking negatively to me, you know? That's another thing that anglers don't really get. It's like, when you play a game, if you make the game unenjoyable, people just say, I'm done playing the game. Like, that's really the truth of the matter. Is like, at a certain point when you're done with the game, people can just say, I'm done with the game. And then you don't have any friends to play with anymore. That's like the problem. It's like, wait a second. They can just say they don't want to play the game anymore? How does that work? It's like, yeah, that's how it works. It's a game. It's not like slavery. We're not your slaves. If we're done with the game, we're done with the game. While we wait for this to work on, so this is like making the game for us. Speaking of games, this is what I was talking about with the AI thing. We are Charlie Kirk. This is actually really cool. Whereas basically it's a large language model that's made for Blender. And it's actually kind of crazy. Not getting it, Angles were the first to abolish slavery. And once again, it's like, dude, you're just arguing. I don't want to argue. I'm done arguing with you.
Just gifted 10 subscriptions on Kick.
Yo, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm done arguing with you. And you're muted for today. Come back tomorrow. Actually, I'm not streaming tomorrow. You have to come back on Monday. Maybe not streaming on Monday, too. That sucks. All right, you know what? I won't mute you now, but you just have to be positive. And if you continue being negative, you continue arguing, I will mute you for the week, you know? That's just how it works. We're just done. We're just done. We're done explaining things. I've explained things to people who are disagreeable for too long. Now I'm only explaining things to people who are agreeable. And people who come to me in a nice way. And I say, hey, you know what? Yeah, but if you come to me negatively, why would I talk to you?
I'll say I've just gifted 10 subscriptions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? Why would I invest time in somebody who's just negative? I'm not going to do it. I tried it for a year in real life, and it didn't work, and it was a waste of my time. And it wasn't really a waste because it was a lesson, but I learned the lesson. And once you learn the lesson, you don't try to learn the lesson again. You say, all right, I'm going to take this lesson and implement it into my life. And so unfortunately for you, I've learned the lesson in real life, and so now, well, fortunately for you, because now you can just be like,
Borup just gifted 25 subscriptions on Kick.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm just trying to teach you guys, like, this is like, we're at a point where it's like, there's so much opportunity and there's so much potential. There's so much like skill and learning and nuance and stuff you can like devote your time to that's positive, that really like, it actually is a bad thing not to cut out the stuff that's negative. Like, not only is it a good idea to be positive, but you have to actively say, you know what, this is a negative force in my life and I'm done with it for now. Not that I hate this person or I hate this force. It's not appropriate right now. I have stuff to do. I have to be positive. I have to work on stuff. And if I don't work on stuff, then I'm actively hurting myself. And I don't want to hurt myself. You know, I don't want you guys to hurt yourself either. So take this as like a sort of like, not as a bad thing. Take this as a, hey, guess what? He learned his lesson and he's helping it. You know, it's like he's being a mentor to me. You know, this Irish person is helping my stupid Anglo brain understand how reality works. And now Now I'm free to be myself. So thank you, Baruch, for the 25 subs. Thank you, House, for the 10 subs. Thank you, Baruch, for the 10 subs. Dude, you guys are so good. You guys are so goated. You guys are so goated. It's unbelievable. Thank you very much. Yeah, don't, wow, please don't call me stupid. You're not stupid, but your brain is stupid. You're acting in a stupid way. I'm locked in. All right, I know what I'm doing. I'm very locked in. You're not stupid. But you're acting in a way that's very broken. And you can't, the thing is, what I'm trying to express to you is that we're on the precipice of like a new reality and things being very, very different. And if you don't fix yourself before then, before things really like zoom off into the distance, you're gonna be left behind. And I don't want you guys to be left behind. I don't want you to be left behind. I care about you. You know, I want you to ascend. I want everyone to ascend. All right. That's the goal. We're ascending on molecule, whatever that means. And I don't want you guys to send me money. You know what I mean? I want you guys to send me money. Because I want you, that's why, how are you gonna send me money? Only if you're doing well. If you're not doing well, you're not gonna have any money to send me. Like it's mutually beneficial if we're all working together and we're all pushing. You're like kind of like the number 7 guy in Squid Games, and I F with that heavy. Thank you. I do look like this. That is like actually like really true. I like looked at myself in the mirror and I like, damn, I look like the Squid Games guy, just like the white Korean guy. Yeah, I'm the clavicular of the mind. All right. Yeah, we're all ascending. All right. Everyone in this chat, post a W if you're gonna ascend in chat. Actually, post an A. Post an A in chat if you're ascending. All right. Post an A in chat if you're ascending. And if you're not going to post an A, what's even the point? Even you, Mogger. All right? We're goated, all right? Everyone's goated. Hit the follow button. If you're not following, hit the follow button. That's right. That's on Malhul. You know what? I'm going to remod you, all right? Now that you're figuring out, I'm going to, Sabzi, I'm going to remod you because you're learning your lesson. And that's the thing, too. If you're learning your lesson, there's no problem, right? That's like, sometimes you have positive things, sometimes you have negative things. And then, you know, sometimes you have little downsides, but then you just say, hey, you know what? This person's learning their lesson. Go for it. All right, now you're back to being a mod. See how easy that was? See how nice and positive it was? You know, it's just like locked in. You're just locked in. See, now you're locked in and you're modded again. See, it's not that hard. Press 5 to transcend. That's what I'm saying. This isn't like, this is like, at the end of the day, what are we doing? We're streaming, we're having fun. We're having fun, and we're also having this game being made. I don't know if it's going to work, honestly, but we're going to try. All right? Sound good? Sounds good. All right, where are we at? When's Nick going to go live? Well, it'd be funny if he just goes live before we even see what the game looks like. Yeah, we're doing well. Everyone hit the follow button. If you're not following, we're trying to win the game. That's like another thing too about like the stream, why I'm trying to do it positively, is it's like we're doing this exclusively on Kick. We're doing it positively, and we are basically locked in, and this could actually be very successful. We could actually do this very successfully, and this could turn into a real thing. You know, we're already doing very well, very successful comeback. This has been an actually insanely good comeback. Let's think about it for real, you know? Like in terms of viewership, in terms of money, in terms of time, and it's just the third day. It's the third day of streaming, right? Is it third or second? I don't even remember, honestly. It's third, right? Or second? I don't even know. Who cares? But what I'm saying is we're locked in and we're coming back positive, and let's just keep this going because there's no reason not to. Can I grift off your emotion? I don't know what that means. People really like you. They do like me. That's because I have a good attitude. And I'm showing you guys that it's not just all talk. It's also doing things. This is I'm becoming a real Kick streamer, you know? Real and used to use codes for Nick, Roars, Peralton, and Boodson. Love powers the universe. Yeah. But we're locked in. Base Lawrence, you're a mod. See, I like you, Base Lawrence. You're going to make you a mod. How do I make you a mod? All I see is art. Can't follow the channel. Base Lawrence, moderation. While we wait for this to finish up here. Community, roles. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're basically we're being positive, and we are taking that positivity and then we're going forward with it. And we are winning. We're just winning. That's all we're doing, okay? This is the year. This is my year, and this is your year. This is our year, okay? We're winning. Prudence and positivity. Cozy's actually better than the Rumble and Kick, but you got to spread your wings. Yeah, I know. I like Cozy a lot, honestly. But it's better to focus on Kick because Kick is like, Cozy has a reputation. I have a reputation on Cozy, right? And I'm trying to move forward where it's like, yeah, I had a year off doing things. And this is basically a fresh start. This is like something positive where I'm doing things, you're doing things, we're all doing things. And I'm trying to take it into like a more positive, not parasocial thing where it's like, there's the friendship, there's the fun, there's the time, etc., etc. But then there's also the work. There's also the work where it's like, if I was streaming every day, every weekday, I'm not gonna be streaming every weekday. Then it'd be like, I can't really get work done because you need time. Like you need to focus on. Anybody who's programming knows you need to lock in and think about things in like silence for like weeks or days, right? And then you can actually create something. If you're just like going back and forth, I couldn't be really programming while I'm streaming. And so like what you kind of have to do is you kind of have to lock in and kind of have to focus on stuff. So my idea is like work on things here, talk about things, show them as much as I can, and then move on, and then like spend some time not streaming, and then come back. And especially, you know, with like working on like the A-Star pathfinding and like the MOPE system for the FPS game, that requires a lot of focus. Like today, I've just been working on it, thinking about it, and it's still not where I want it to be. So it's like I could like talk about it, work on it. But like even I couldn't really do anything with it on stream. So I was like, you know, instead of that, let's walk through another project. Let's create another project. Let's not stop the momentum. Let's work on another project that will basically show even kind of how I'm thinking about things. That will basically, I'm going to walk through it while I'm talking through, and I'll think about, I could do this better, do that better. But also people who are interested in trying to do something similar, they can see this and be like, hey, guess what? This is how simple it is. And then they can work on something and they can say, hey, actually, this works better than what he was doing. And then they'll tell me later on Twitter or something, or they'll show something. And then it's basically this additive. That's what I'm saying. Be additive. If something's negative, it doesn't mean you have to invest time destroying it. It just means you have to move away from it, right? That's like another big like misstep people make. It's like they think, oh, something's bad, so I need to fix it. Like, no, if something's bad that's external, don't try to fix it. Try to escape it. Let it be bad by itself. And let it figure itself out. And then move on. If it's your responsibility, right? If it's like your house is a mess, a dump, clean it because that's your responsibility. But if there's something external to you, like if you have a job that sucks and it sucks really bad and you can't do anything about it, it's not your responsibility because you're not the boss. You're just an employee. And if it sucks so bad and you can't fix it, just move away from it. Don't do it. Just go away. Because guess what? You're not the person running the company. All right? That's how it works. They have to figure it out. They're the boss, not you. You're the employee. So now you're just not an employee there. And then now you don't have those problems. Now you move forward. It's like the same thing with this. Like I have, you know, a responsibility to figure the bug out with this. But guess what? It's not really proper for right now. Right now what's proper is putting on a show and kind of elaborating and showing people potentials and showing people positive stuff. And then that's what I'm doing. Right? And then later when I'm working on it in a private context, I'll work on it. And I will show you guys what I ended up doing to fix it. And then it'll be fixed. And then we can work on. You know what I mean? That makes sense? Zero in on big things with laser focus until you go insane. Yeah, that's the thing. Just literally just basically move to the side negative things, because we're in this is such a generative time. Like with AI, this is literally like, I don't even know how to say it. Like this isn't a time to fix broken things. Like there's like systems thinking, I forget what it's called exactly, and I forget the actual thing, the exact way to say it is, but essentially it means like it's harder to fix something than it is to destroy something, and it's harder and it's easier to just make something new. Like we are in such a weird time where structures are so outmoded and not suited for how technology works that like don't try to fix things, try to create new things. And if something is like old and working, and keep using that because that works. But if something is old and broken, don't invest time trying to fix it. Say, I actually don't have time to fix this because the world is moving so fast. You know what I mean?
Sent $5 high. Never watched your streams before. Good
choice
thank you. Of language and library. Are you familiar with stuff from Casey Muratori, John Blow, etc.?
I know John Blow.
Also, I don't
know Casey Muratori. I might know something familiar with it, but I know John Blow.
Here, I guess.
Thank you for watching. I hope you're following if you're not following. Thank you for the choices are, that's the thing is like finding Raylib. I found it about a month ago or 2 months ago. That was like game changing because I was using it. I am using it for an operating system for like the interface for like Spotify car thing project. That's just right here. If you have one, let me pull it up here. But basically I was trying to find something that didn't have any, like I didn't need to use like Chromium and use Weston and stuff like that. But using that for this, it was like so nice. It was basically just like using basically just that. And then now I'm starting to work on games. I've worked on games like Flash games and stuff like that, so I know Jonathan Below and all that stuff. But I for me, it's like I haven't really focused on games in a while, so I wouldn't be able to tell you much about much going on. But I have a very wide range of knowledge. I'm glad you like the stream. Yeah, hit the follow button if you're not. Thanks for the $5. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, basically, it's very nice because it's very, 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 very minimal. Like, basically, all the choices, like R3D, that's built specifically for Raylib, and that's light too. And then also the ODE, that's just, I saw that being referenced a lot, and that looks really nice for the physics. Anyway, let me go back to the stream chat or whatever. People need to start updating Paul's Wikipedia. People need to know the details in 20 years. No, don't worry about that. That's the thing too, is like, if you're looking at like how people see you and that sort of thing, it's like not worth your time. Like that's what I'm saying, is like things are moving so fast. You should be devoting almost all your attention on generative stuff if possible. Like lock in for making money, but also that should only be like, the money is just a tool to have more time to think about like using AI. That is really like thinking about and trying to use AI as much as possible is literally like the best use of your time right now, because it's only going to get better and it's only going to get more and more complex. And if you're not locked in, like right now, it's understandable. Like that's the thing too. Like what I'm working on right now is it's very, very comprehensible because it's very simple. Like even though it's complicated, to me, it's very simple because it's tapping into everything I know. It's like you have a command line interface and then it's modifying files, blah, blah, blah. But it's going to change and it's changing fast. So it's like, as it changes, it can get more complex and more abstracted from what it's doing. And the more abstracted it is, the more hard it's going to be to understand what's going on. It's like if you ask me right now how a kernel works for a computer, I could look it up, I could figure out how it works, but I'm not going to give you a good explanation right now. Because I wasn't there, in the 90s and like the early 2000s, making systems and that sort of stuff. My frame of reference is like Windows XP, Windows 7 or whatever. And so like there's certain things I understand that Zoomers don't understand, like folders, right? But there's certain things that I don't understand that somebody who grew up on MS-DOS would understand way better than me. And then I could spend time figuring it out, but I don't want to, right? And so there, the quicker you can get up to speed with AI, the quicker you can like lock in of like when you understand how things work, because it's going to get more and more complex. And the more complex it gets, it doesn't mean that the understanding the base level stuff won't be useful. It'll just be exponentially useful, because the more exponentially difficult and complex things get, or simple, the more it's going to mess up in certain things that you need to know how to go very, very low in the stack in terms of like AI, and hypothetically be able to change something on a very low level, and that's going to make the high level stuff even more powerful, if that makes sense. That's what I'm saying. Like this is like where we're at, is like be very, very mindful and spend all your time thinking and spend all your time like focusing on things, because if you don't, you're going to miss out. And you're still going to be able to do stuff. Like, it's not like, oh no, like I didn't do it this moment. If you do it in a year from now, you're still going to have such a good advantage and such a positive like experience with stuff. Like, but the sooner you do it, the better. Why not? Kernel is consciousness. Kernel is some esoteric stuff. The more abstract it is, the more fun it is. But that's the thing, is like, have fun. I coded creating 3D printed QR codes to interact with the physical world. Yeah, that's the future thing, I think, too. Is like, the software and also hardware. It's like figure out what you want to do. It's like figure out how to move forward into the world rather than, be left behind. So are we up? Are we done yet? Is this? Bye bye, Baruch. Have a good night, Baruch. Thank you guys. All right, we're still going on though. We're still waiting for this. But this is like what I'm talking about. It's like it's waiting for. Yeah, I'm waiting to implement everything. It's been going for 26 minutes. All right, let me ask this how to run it. All right, how to run the .bat scripts. Actually, let me just do it right now. Actually, assuming it's there. Ugh. I'm in PowerShell in a different window here, so you're not going to see it. ls. Actually, it doesn't have the .bat script. Please add in a .bat script, like the one in the game.bulber folder. This is so easy, dude. This is like so crazy how easy this is. It's actually insane. I used AI to generate the logo and certain sales things for my business. Yeah, how is that going, by the way, Paul Maker? Is that going along well? Is that coming along well? Do you think AI will be powerful enough to obsolete passwords? No, because that's not really AI. That's just like brute forcing stuff. Like rainbow tables and stuff. That's been around for. That's not even related to AI. That's just related to. That's just related to like brute force stuff. Like technically it's AI, but like large language models, that's not really. Now hypothetically, I mean, honestly, you can. There could be like a new way of doing it where it's like you use large language models to like scrape, like to look over leaked databases and then find like how people name stuff and then find patterns that they're not aware of if people aren't using randomized passwords, and then create his own like rainbow table that's like related to certain like patterns it finds in terms of how the strings are crafted.
Martin sent
Yo,
$5
thank you.
just watched this interesting lecture.
Well, look at
Maybe
that.
you'd like it.
We'll check that out. So there's ways we could actually make like rainbow tables for like cracking passwords faster. But that's I don't know. That's like, once again, that's like you're training to like, if you succeed, you're training to like hurt people. So then it's like now your win condition is hurting people. I think people should be training to their win condition. If you can win, make it so your win condition is being productive and being creative. Because if you figure it out, then all of a sudden now the rest of your life, all you have to do to be successful is be creative. Like if you make it where your win condition is hurting people and making people miserable, just say you succeed. That's awesome, right? You succeed, now you're making money. But now the problem is now your win condition is making other people miserable, and now you're in that game of making people miserable. And so now the people you're competing against are trying to make you miserable. And so now it's a back and forth miserable condition, right? If you're making things and your win condition is being successful by creating something that's like positive, then all of a sudden, if you succeed in that, now you're not even competing against people. You're just competing against making cool things. And so now you're being pulled towards being productive, feeling happy, seeing people being happy, seeing people you make happy. And then all of a sudden you're being happy. It's like it's a positive feedback loop instead of a negative feedback loop, if that makes sense. It went okay, but not really enough to live off of. My dad got a really good job teaching you, so he's going to run it in the summer to make 10 to 20,000 each summer. Hey, if it's making money, that's good, dude. That just means you have the pattern down. Now you can do another business like that. Now you're gonna easily take that method and make that even more successful. That's awesome. I just finished draft 1 of my feature film and premiered to 15 people last week. Such a rewarding and exhausting experience. Very positive feedback. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like now you have that thing, and now it's going to motivate you to do more positive stuff. If your success model is taking advantage of people and hurting people, that works in the short term, but over time people hate you the better you get at it, and also you're miserable because that's how you succeed. So your success is predicated on making other people miserable, which guess what makes you miserable. And there's only temporary relief by winning. All right, build Windows. All right, let me try to run this and see what happens here. Oh, man, the error is not working. Please import the and other libraries are already built. So please build. See, that's what I mean, where it's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, so it probably wouldn't be that easy for some people to do, but it's still extremely easy to do. It's not script, but build it for this project. So I'm just basically pasting in the error, not the error, the error. I sound Jewish. The error into this, and now I'll be like, okay, I gotta figure this out. Should I go CTT or IS? You can help people make their system more secure by pointing out the vulnerability. But cybersecurity is such a cluster field, I would not advise getting into it. Yeah, I wouldn't advise getting into it either, because it's kind of miserable. I mean, it's fun. It probably is. There's probably also like a good way to make money now, because there are going to be a lot of people making sites that are insecure. I think that's like a way to do it. Like, you could probably hypothetically start a company right now where it's like it literally just scans for like vibe coded projects and then runs a bunch of tests to find like problems, and then emails the companies and not say, hey, I know your problems and give me money or else I'm gonna like ruin your company. Just say, hey, here's how you fix this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem. Have it all automated, and then say, hey, I think if you're interested in contracting me to make sure your site's secure, I can do that, but this is for free, and don't sue me, blah, blah, blah. And that's like a way to do it. Now, once again, the only problem with that is you could get sued. You could get sued because people do sue people for that. So that's the only downside of that. But if you do it the right way, you could avoid getting sued because you could do it kind of secretly. But that's like an example of, yeah, that's another, like, there's a lot of options and opportunities being made by this. What about computer engineering, hardware end of things? Yeah, that's fun. If you could do hardware engineering in school, that's actually really cool because that's very fun because you learn actual programming and actual computer science with that in a way where you can still learn it in like computers, you know, if you go for computer science. But I would say honestly, like college, I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's good because it'll give you time. Like if you're like in high school, go to college because then you have 4 years to work on AI. But you should essentially see it as like a way to get people off your back for 4 years. And really the learning you're going to be doing is like working at home, doing things and doing AI stuff. And then the computer, like that's just like college is just for networking and for talking to people and for getting some perspective, but you're not really going to like, it's not going to set you up for success really. It could in some ways, but it's more socially. And it's also, yeah, utilizing the resources. Like, yeah, you'll get discounts on AI. I guarantee you, like most colleges will have like crazy AI deals very soon, like where it's like Claude Max and all that stuff. So really, yeah, you can take out a loan, work there or whatever, and then you'll be fine. And then you'll be good. But you know, don't see it as like, and it's going to set me up for a job. It's like, no, you don't, your end goal shouldn't be getting a job. Your end goal should be making something that you don't need a job. That's, and not through like, you know, being, you know, going to a startup camp, but just making, like learning how to make stuff where you actually don't even end up ever needing a job, which is like actually not that bad and not that far away from like now because things are actually really, all right, let me see what's up. Still not working correctly. All right, that's fine though. But yeah, that's like I'm getting error with the bug, like error for the build, but it's like not a problem because it's like I have it working for other systems, so now I just gotta basically pop this over, pop the error over to the thing, and it'll figure out the issue. Would you set up a Discord specifically geared to cultivating an AI tech community following your current path? I don't think that's a good idea. I think it's like, that's too much busyness because then the bigger it gets, the more it's going to be incentivized for people like trying to promote themselves. If you go to like the Claude subreddit or you go to like Gemini subreddit or OpenAI subreddit, all those things are just scams. Like they're all just ad posts by AI and they just suck. Well, you kind of need to do it the way I'm doing it, where it's like, yeah, you have a stream doing it and you're talking about it, but you're not really like defined that way. Because if you're defined that way, you're just gonna get people scamming. It has to be vague enough to not be like picked up on that it's about AI. Should I sell my Amazon brand and get a job in an agency or keep my business? I would keep your business, dude. Keep your business and work on it, making it better. Thought on Martin Shkreli? I'm just trying to be positive, so I'm not really going to talk about Martin Shkreli. That's like the nicest way I can say it. Unk path. All right, Unk paths are not supported. All right, invalid argument. Yeah, like once again, like basically what I'm going to do, because we're just doing this. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to get to seeing the game itself. But we'll see. We'll see how we're going. I just have to build it on Windows because Raylib on WSL kind of sucks for some reason, like the mouse grabbing. So I just have basically for all these projects I set up where it just basically builds the Windows and then it runs it from Windows, so that I just hit it from the PowerShell and it runs the scripts, and then so it's a little bit of a hiccup, and I haven't really fixed making it not being a hiccup, but it's not that big a hiccup. And Matthew Evans, great guy. I can't believe he didn't take my deal. I offered him 5% of my company or 3% of my company for $5,000. He missed out. But yeah, we're running out of time because Nick's gonna go live soon. And it's like this isn't super compelling. We're waiting for this to work. Let's get some music, I guess. But yeah, I do have like the best music taste of anybody on pick. I gotta add in a view for the PowerShell so you can see what's happening with the PowerShell. But we'll see if the game actually pops up. It might actually pop up correctly, let's see. If not, it'll be a quick fix. Sources. Oh, that actually looks really cool. Can't see anything right now, but let me see if I can get the game working here. Yeah, there we go. It works on the game. Yeah, Shaper Island AI Sandbox. I can't see anything. F1 AI debug. Yeah, the screen is black, but it loads. There we go. All right, so now we go here. Very easy. We go here. All right. Perfect. That's awesome. Matt, do you have anything? The builds, and ease, and sometimes you have to lie to the AI so it doesn't go down the wrong path. It's kind of like a sixth sense about what it's going to do if you don't lie to it. The builds for both Windows and Linux, but besides the UI, the game plan, the game screen, game field / screen is blank. Please watch. Use multiple, because I didn't run it in Linux, but it'll work in Linux. So to have it avoid trying to think it's like a build issue, I'm gonna have this. Please use multiple subagents in parallel to look over how the Balmer game uses R3D and Raylib to render the screen correctly. And see why the screen gameplay is black in our game here. And that's all you gotta do. And it's just like managing. It literally is just management. That's all it is. It's not hard to do. It's just thoughtful. It's just thoughtfulness. It's really a metric. That's what AI is another metric for, is thoughtfulness. And you can get it to work, it means you're a very thoughtful, good person. What AIs do you recommend the most? I use Gemini most right now. I think Claude is the best. I could be wrong. I think it's very personal. But I've Claude, I found like you can use multiple sub agents in parallel, right? So you can create agents. I just use multiple sub agents. And then you can also the thing of making phases and specking out documentation. It seems to work really well. I could be wrong. I've seen a lot of people say that Codex works really well right now. Personally, I've used Codex for some things, and it does seem to do some logic things better. The only thing I'd say Claude kind of sucks at, it seems to me, is like web technology and like websites. I feel like every other model, like whether it's Gemini or Codex, does work better for that. I feel like for whatever reason, Claude kind of sucks at that. But I'm not trying to use it for that. For actual programming, which is like more substantial and more like logic based, I think Claude works the best in my opinion. Claude Max. I could be wrong though. I think DeepSeek is really good. Yeah, DeepSeek is really good. I just don't, in my opinion, it's like I'd rather pay extra money to get like a premium experience, because it's like, to me it's like $200 if you can't, like, not you, but like $200 if I can't get $200 to pay for the premium experience, then I think I'm fucked up. I think I'm messing up how I'm going about life. I should be having enough to have $200. I need to reevaluate my real life and how I'm doing personally, me, not you, personally me, to basically be able to afford $200. Now I'm rebuilding it, so we'll see how it works. I want to do what you're doing with AI to make games, but mostly just a fun way to learn about it and eventually make tools and programs. Yeah, honestly, that's the best way to do it. Is don't think about like, because I don't know what it's going to be the first thing I finish. I want it to be an FPS game, but what if it's this? What if this is going to turn out perfect, you know? You just be open-minded and be like learning from it. If you learn from it, oh, there we go. All right, see, now we already have, I don't know, AI debug, grunt, reload. is having like, that's good, but I can't really see the walls. All right, so now we're going to go to the next stage, right? Enemies alive. How do I change my weapon? Oh, I killed somebody. Did I kill somebody? Yeah, I'm killing them. Tactician. Alright, now I can see the squares. So now I go back to Claude, right? And I go... I can see... the player and enemy cubes. But I can't... But I can't see the walls and the floor. Both are black. Alright. See, like once again, it's like just basic troubleshooting. And once we get the basic environment working, then we start going, well, what are the documentation? What we spec'd out? What do we have? Ground color is extremely dark, and the walls are only collision shapes and bullets. They have no visual representation. Let me check the wall geometry and fix both. Never rendered. I need to add a function to draw them and bite in the ground. Let me add a wall rendering function to... Yeah, see what I mean? It's like, it's not gonna get everything perfect, but if you like know what you're talking about, you can just... You're essentially doing debugging of like a program, but like visually. It's just visual debugging. You're like shifting from doing debugging in like a console, although there's sometimes console debugging depending on what you have outputting. But like for this, it's like for getting it set up, it's like very visual. It's like, oh, I don't have to see this. Well, why is that? Especially because I have the other code for the first-person shooter that does proper visuals. Now I can basically look at that and say, oh, it needs to do this for R3D or for Bullet, right? Or Raylib. And then it's like all of a sudden, before you know it, it all starts to click. Unk making Roblox too. You need to have an MCP to get the latest doc for each library. You don't really need to do that. I mean, you can. I haven't really looked into that though. MCPs look interesting. They just look a little kind of like needless in my opinion. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. All right, let's check it out once this starts the game. But yeah, this is like where it's like, it's so crazy. Like, all right, see, there we go. See, we're already like... See what I mean? Like, isn't this kind of crazy? I died. See? In Schaefer Island. I died at Schaefer Island. Alright, that works. So now I have the visuals. Alright, and this is like, once again, this is, how long has this been? This has been 3 hours. And this hasn't been 3 hours of focus. This has been 3 hours of talking. And we already have this. Do you guys see what I'm talking about yet? Where it's like, insane? Can you make open world games with Claude? Yeah, that's the thing, is you can make whatever you want. That's the thing, it's like, it's literally just like, limited to whatever you want to do. Alright, now, since we want to focus on AI, alright, that works perfectly. That works for visuals. Thank you. And once again, always be nice to AI, because at some point it's becoming sentient, alright? And you gotta make it understand that you're like swagged out and you love AI, alright? You gotta be like very friendly. Alright, do we have pathfinding and what's it called? Goat. Yeah, goat. Spec'd out fully for the AI yet. Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do we're trying to make the AI work perfectly, because that's the problem with the first-person shooter was, is that we don't have the AI working properly yet. So before we add a bunch of features, let's start getting the A-star pathfinding spec'd out. I started being nice to Gemini because of you. Thank you. That's good. That's the thing too. Is like we're choosing right here, right now, to be positive and be productive, and because of that, as this gets better, we're going to benefit even more. Finny, thank you for the follow. If you're watching this and you're not following it, you should follow. You should follow. But yeah, as you can see, I'm not touching any of the code right now. I'm really not touching any of the code. I'm basically just doing this by modeling what the code's like in my head, and then having basic structures for that. Thank you, Finny. I appreciate it. Paul, how far away is this from having skins to make it look like Baghdad? The game, the other game, not that far away. The first-person shooter, I'm gonna have it set up. Like, I want to have it set up to where it's like really nice. If I did something terrible to AI, should I apologize or am I fucked? How can you do anything terrible to AI, dude? It's not real. Cozy, Wisconsin, thank you for the follow. But yeah, the first-person shooter, we're just making all the mechanics really nice and work really nicely, and then I'm gonna make it where people can make maps, like the level editor and I don't know if you guys saw. Like right now I have, let me pull up Brave here. Like this is what we have going on here. Like we have a level editor and a mission editor. And it's gonna be where basically you can set up, make your own mission. And right now it's just like very basic graphics, but it's gonna be essentially where you can basically put in your own models and stuff. And it's gonna be awesome, because then it's gonna be up to, you can build your own campaign, build your own model, or whatever. And that's what people don't get too, is like with TTS and with AI voices and AI 3D models, it's like we're so close to making it like, just make an engine that works really well, and then people can pop in their own stuff. And then it's just like, the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. All right. Thank you to Cozy, Wisconsin for the follow. Finny for the follow. What about the microtransactions? That's the thing too, is like, that's what I'm trying to do, is find the best way to not take advantage of people. And I think the best way to do that is be aspirational and work on aspirational things while also being aspirational, because people like aspirational things, because that motivates them to push themselves forward. GOP is fully implemented and pathfinding is not yet. Here's the current state. All right, let's implement phase 9. Phase 9? Let me see. We want to make the A-star pathfinding and AI movement / problem solving. Very robust and planned out, implemented now, so the game feels alive as we add stuff. I need the Fall Town playlist. I'm going to tell the AI to make no mistakes. No, that's the thing. We're not making any mistakes. Everything is for a purpose. Everything is to teach you to think more clearly, more step by step, and then be perfect. Because right now, what do we have? We have a game already. We have a game. Like, this is like what I'm saying is like crazy. It's like, the fact that you can make this, it looks like nothing. It doesn't look anything crazy. But it is kind of crazy, actually. It's crazy that this is already where we're at. Like, fully working movement. Oh. There's the props. Yeah, I just said fully working movement, and all of a sudden it didn't work. So we got to make sure that works before we go further. We got to add, like, raycasting or something to calculate the distance. Oh. But yeah, it's not that complicated. We're basically just using this to basically make the AI look good, and then also movement of the player needs to follow specs. Actually, we'll just work on this. We'll work on the movement of the person later. I did clip through the wall. It's overheard. You clipped through the wall. Yeah, you guys are talking negative, so it messed up. You guys got it all fucked up. Alright, Nick is live, so we're gonna end it for now, and then later, now that you guys saw, what do we have right now? We don't have much. We do have a lot. We have specs. We have a lot of program specs, alright? So let me go over here, I'll show you guys the game. And Will you do you include a copyright or license message in your code? Which license do I choose? MIT. Don't worry about that. Just do like don't worry. Like all this stuff is old world. Don't worry about that. Just make stuff. You're asking so many questions about like what type of thing. You don't need to ask questions about it. It doesn't matter. You're not gonna make. Just like I'm not making anything that's gonna change the world, so I don't worry about people stealing it. I'm just making something that's fun. You're not gonna make something that's gonna change the world. And if you do, be happy you change the world. Don't worry about that. In the future, maybe you have to worry about like licenses and stuff. Right now, don't worry about licenses. Don't worry about violating copyright or not violating copyright. Just worry about making something cool. That's all you need to worry about. Like this, it's very simple. All right. Once this game starts, there we go. This is what we have so far. All right. I'm gonna work on this over the weekend a little bit, but I'm not gonna stream over the weekend. I don't think I'm gonna stream on Monday. So if you want to just send me money now, just send me money. Pretend I'm streaming on Monday. I might not even stream on Tuesday, but when I come back, I will have more for this and hopefully more for the first-person shooter. All right. Sound good? All right. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys. Thank you so much to Rolf and all the other people. Thank you to, let me just go over the donations. There were some crazy donations today. Barup, House, Hans von Luck, Barup. Thank you guys so much. Kilobytes, Barup, Not My Handle, Hans von Luck, so many, Johntown. And then, you know, thank you to Martin, Kamasta, Fart Blaster, Rolf, especially Rolf. Big shout out, and Hans von Luck, and Johnny Cellphone, Anonymous, Johntown, Johnny Cellphone, Bongo. Thank you guys so much. And everybody else, thank you for the subscriptions, for the follow. Hit the follow button if you're not following yet. Hit the follow button. We'll be back. I will keep you guys updated. Hit the follow button, blah, blah, blah. And we will, when I come back, I guarantee you this is going to be even cooler. All right? So, Schaefer Island. Say goodbye to Schaefer Island. Next time you hear about, all right, this is the homework, is next time you see whatever Schaefer sex things, just think about the game. Instead of thinking about how many women he had sex with, think about the game. Think about how cool the game's going to be. That's all you got to do. And now all of a sudden it's a fun thing to think about. And it's not like gossip and like annoying. Now it's just positive. All right. I will see you guys later. One outro song, and it would be good to go. All right.